show last night. Thought they had it in the bag, fell asleep, and saw they lost. Thanks, Loomster.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same way. I don't, I like Ty Lue, don't get me wrong, so I guess the Clippers are cool, but I was more locked into the Nets-Cavs game.
Morning, boys. Last night I had the most wonderful Mayfair salad at the Salty Dog down here in Hilton Head. That was when I was flirting with Billy Mayfair. We were both really horny. Next thing I know, he had me bent over a patio table and dove-tongue first into my boy hole. He tossed that thing like a head of lettuce. Pretty impressive crank, by the way. It's from Bill Madison Headcock, bottoming, always and forever.
Why would they send us that?
That's a great drop right there, Plaza.
It's amazing. He's never at the Champions Tour events. The Champions are always at the PGA Tour event for some reason.
Yeah, that is strange. I wonder what that's about.
Why don't you just head to a Champions Tour? You have your
fun story
pick
for
of the litter there
to talk about.
Yeah, that
I don't believe Billy Mayfair is still playing.
Hey, you guys are doing great this morning. Thanks, Alex at the bank. He's kind of doing the Colin Cowherd contrarian take move.
Just kind of helping us out, being supportive.
All right, we will wrap up this Munganast 7 o'clock hour. This 8 o'clock hour, though, brought to you by the Appliance Discounters. Pack a lunch, Jack, because here we go. You got the Munganast Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown, and there are about, I don't know, Jackson, I sent you the spreadsheet last night. I think like in the 50 range of people on the wait list for these 5 spots for the Fan Page Club Championship presented by Michelob Ultra. You're going to find out if you made it. You're going to find out if you made it.
Blindly picking a name on it.
And then we will probably have to have, Iggy, would you say 20 alternates? Was that because we're going to have a bunch of guys without handicaps, and then that's going to be a thing?
Yeah, then guys are going to say, I can't play. I found out I can't play that time, and something came up.
It's May 1st. I can tell you it's between 11:30 and 2 o'clock are the tee times on May 1st.
I mean, it doesn't matter. We have that many people left over anyway, so just keep them in there. We can't have too many alternates.
So we will draft all 50 names and then order them, Doug. That's what we're going to do. What's wrong?
So what's the beef?
It won't take any time at all besides a whole hour.
5 guys are getting in. Who's picking the names?
We can each go around and pick one from the box.
Oh, that would be
Oh, yeah, we got five people.
Anything you guys want to do?
All right.
I like Randy character.
And I say wherever we do this draft, we have to have a big bracket board. And as we pick the name, we write the name down.
That's not
happening. And then everybody can see who's playing. And then we can put that at Gateway National, and they will have...
Yep.
Why don't you make up that board?
Jesus.
I don't know how to do it. I'm terrible at brackets.
Oh, you know how to do that board.
No,
terrible at brackets.
Well, I tried to put it on the fan page. I took a picture of it. They said, what is this, a 2-year-old do this?
But I'd like to bracket against you.
Do you do crayons with that? I mean, it was awful.
TMA wants to send you to Evolution Festival, a new elevated music festival experience coming to Forest Park August 26th and 27th, featuring the Black Keys and the Black Crows, plus Brandy Carlisle and Harper and the Innocent Criminals, Brittany Howard, Ice Cube, Morgan Wade, and more. This is our town. This is our time. This is our evolution. Tickets for this elevated bourbon and barbecue experience over 2 days in Forest Park are on sale now, but you can win your way in on the TMA app. If you don't have it, find out how to get it at TMASTL.com.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly. After months of declines, pending home sales rise for the first time since May of 22. If you're even considering buying a home this year, it's time to get prepared. At the Home Loan Expert, we can answer all of your questions and get you pre-approved the day you call in. And with our new banker broker platform, we have unlimited programs and products for almost everyone. Mortgage interest rates have really dropped. Don't miss out on the home of your dreams. Start the pre-approval process today at thehomeloanexpert.com.
The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326240.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan of TMA, and I am thrilled to have new clients on board Longo Biggs Injury Law. CD Longo and Doug Biggs. And Doug, the thing I want our audience to know is that you guys are local and you guys are different. Tell our audience how you're different.
Yeah, Tim, both CD and I are from St. Louis area, born and raised in the South City area or the South County area, and we are also thrilled to be part of the TMA family now. If anyone signs up with us for an injury case, their case is treated like they are family. We get to know you, we get to know the ins and outs of your case, and make sure we represent you like you are part of our family. We're not like one of the large firms in the area who might take your case and just treat you like another number or another file. You'll get our personal attention. It's either CD and I who will handle your case directly. And if you are injured in an accident, please remember us. You can visit us at longobiggs.com, and that's Biggs with 2 G's.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
This summer, they are coming back.
You know where you are?
For you.
You're in the jungle, baby.
Guns N' Roses, live. North Saturday, September 9th, Busch Stadium. Tickets are on sale now at LiveNation.com. Finally, back in North America. Don't miss Guns N' Roses.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Rise and shine, St. Louis. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. At the Morning After STL on YouTube and on TMASTL.com with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Iggy Strode, the Plowboy, and Action Jackson.
Doug, has it started? Is it started? It has.
I don't think so. It has.
707 in St. Louis. Plowk said, I'm sorry, I hit the open. I said, that's the job. You did your job. I'm not doing my job. That's the problem.
Already, so
Jobs are overrated.
Amen. It's my credo. Penny saved, penny earned. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. It's Ryan Kelly Morning After. We're in the Michelob Ultra Studios at Welcome to March.
Oh, they're right. This is March, but we mustered our free flows. Okay. Move our hands crazily.
Missouri going down to Pete Maravich Pavilion tonight.
Speaking of Pete Maravich, I saw something the other day that someone figured out all the shots that he made, where he was making his shots. You know, he averaged 44 points a game over his career before the three-point line. They figured if they'd had the three-point line when he was there, he would have averaged about 57 points a game.
Is that right?
In college.
Who took the time to do that?
I don't know. Some Pete Maravich honk.
Well, where'd he get the film of every one of his games and every one of his shots?
I don't know if they had records of where the shots went in. I don't know.
My cords are stuck. Yeah. All right, text in. Be a part of it. Yesterday we took 10 phone calls and we felt like it was a great thing. Today we're going to do 20.
Oh, gosh. They're going to have to be shorter than the ones yesterday.
They were all wonderful. We welcome you to get involved. 636-9004-TMA. You can text in Engineer Design Facilities. Text inbox 314-881-TMA5. Bunch of people. Just fire them off right at 707.
Upset already?
Let's see. Iggy had a great idea to make a bracket, and the bracket was made. He's an idea man. That's from the Loomster. I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
Okay. Let's see. Morn, will somebody tell Iggy when he does his Brush Valley Creek Farms live read that the meat is pasture-raised and not pasteurized? It's not milk. What adults?
Oh.
I don't believe I've ever used the word pasteurized on my... I mean, in here, I'll read it. Just the word.
It's pasture-raised.
Pasture-raised.
Yeah.
That's what I read.
All right. Louis Pasteur had nothing to do with these cows.
Yeah, pasteurized is for milk, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Invented by Louis Pasteur.
He invented milk?
He invented the pasteurizing process.
Huh. Morning, naughty boys. That's from Hoosier Daddy. And I want to make the clear, it's like Hoosier, like Indiana Hoosiers. Took a bad beat last night at home in Bloomington, Iowa. Yeah. Fran McCaffrey staring down officials. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
You would have hated it. You love when college basketball coaches tough around, right?
I do.
You like Jimmy Calhoun. Jimmy Boeheim.
Yeah. Guys who invented the game.
Jimmy Cruz.
Everyone else is an idiot
nice
but
enough
them.
man.
Yeah.
Fran McCaffrey, head coach at Iowa, didn't like a call of an official, and he just walked up and he stared at him for like 15 seconds.
I did see that, yeah.
Strange thing. Jackson, did you see that? I assume you saw that.
Yeah, Fran McCaffrey. Goodness gracious.
I can't imagine a tougher job than officiating college basketball.
Especially when you got some
basketball.
tough staring you down.
Everybody knows more about the game than you do. Everyone would be a perfect official if they were the ones doing it.
Yeah.
And you could call something every time up and down the court. You got to run and keep up with young, fast, world-class athletes. You got people screaming at you, coaches screaming at you. Every call you make might determine the outcome of the game. It's got to be the toughest officiating job.
And you got to sell, or you're guessing whether or not it was a charge or a block.
Yeah.
Like you absolutely know it, and then all of a sudden it becomes a performance, like Daniel Day-Lewis.
Right. 3 or 4 steps and signal, we're going this way.
That's what Norm Stewart used to do.
Just throw his hands at him.
That's what I would do. Sometimes I see some crap, and I just go, Norm, 1990s.
Tough job.
Is the Doppler still shrugging? I need a Strode cast for this weekend. Help me, Iggy Strode. You're my only hope. That's from Just Don't Press Push.
Nice.
What is your? I'm just curious what your app says today for the
let me see.
temperature. Because yesterday you said 64, and I said it'd be 68.
All right, let me see, Iggy. I'm opening it up today. High of 65.
Yeah, they moved it up one. It'll be warmer than that.
Is that right?
I think it may hit 67, 68.
On Monday, it's a high of 73. Now, it's going to be cloudy, and then it gets cold next week. This is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And we've had a lot of warm weather, and then next week it gets cold. Now, for the Doggies opener, high of 57 on Saturday, low of 34. What happened? Weren't we talking yesterday like the high was going to be 43 and the low in the 20s? Iggy, is something happened with this Alberta Clipper?
No, I didn't say it was going to be in the 20s. I said we're done with winter. I said that you'll see no more temperatures in the teens.
Well, today is the first day of meteorological spring, right? The
Well,
meteorological
yesterday-
winter is December, January, February.
Yesterday was the first day of spring for me because I said winter's over.
So you kind of decide.
Yes.
You know,
So
put it, foot down.
yeah, that was my day. But I said Friday we could have some late afternoon, early evening flurries because the temperature's going to drop. Now, whether it gets below freezing or not, that's still iffy. I mean, it's 2 degrees here or there. It could be the difference of snow or just a little bit of rain. It is going to have precipitation Friday. I just don't know if it's going to be a little flurry or rain. Either way, it's not going to be a big deal, but a little chilly Friday afternoon.
Oh. Where'd you get all this weather knowledge?
Doppler, bro.
Doppler.
If you do run into some freezing temperatures this weekend and you have a furnace issue, I'd like to recommend you go to Design Air Heating and Cooling. Doug, have you ever gone to Design Air?
I haven't gone there, but they've been to my house.
Ah! Same here.
Boy, they do great work. They put on little booties and everything. And
treat me like a pirate.
most of
Give
the
me
guys
that
have been
booty.
around for a while. You know, it's not like they're 2 weeks on the job. Guys have been there for a while, and they know exactly what to do. They're fantastic.
Here's what you should do. You go to designairservice.com, you click on the Book Now tab, and then one of their service technicians will be out, and they'll be out quick, and then fast, and then in a hurry. And I know many people in our audience who have worked with Design Air Heating and Cooling. They're in awe of how quickly they come out. They are the official HVAC provider, the Ryan Kelly Morning After, and the Tim McKernan Show. Doug is a client. I'm a client. Say, friends, why don't you become a client as well? Especially when we've got some colder temperatures coming in, even though right now, my God, it's like April.
My God, yeah.
But it's March.
Do you have to hit your free throws in April?
If you go to Houston for the Final Four, you will.
Okay.
And then the Masties.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Yeah.
Which won't be necessarily relevant.
Start of baseball.
March 29th, March 30th, Blue Jays come to town. Cardinals and Blue Jays.
Traditional opener. The team they faced for many, many years to open the season.
That's correct.
Well, just get it open. That's all.
Well, at least we're not going there. We'd have 2 of our best players can play. Unless that's
Not true.
I don't think they still have that.
That's over.
Jackson struck that down within.
Well, just for factual purposes.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's
They're
no
done
longer
with
the
that?
case. No.
Let me go back into, and I want to tend to all these questions that come in at 7:04, starting at 7:04. In TMA all day, can the Plowsy pickle juice pickle bit be removed from the skeleton? It plays constantly. I have no idea what that means.
Oh, that means the audio that we're playing on TMA all day, someone keeps hearing about pickle juice. It's the same show, I guess, that he's not happy about.
I don't know what pickle juice is. I have no idea.
I don't
what you're
remember a
talking
segment
about.
we did talking about pickle juice.
Well, it comes up a lot.
Well, that's according to this listener, which means it probably comes up once every 9 months.
Oh.
Tim, is KG in O-Town going to be in studio full-time when you're in Jupiter? Please tell us yes. Jackson is too down the hallway? Now, what does that mean?
Too far. He meant to say far.
Nice. Nicely done. Wow, that really threw me off. You ever listen to the band Gwar?
No.
They dress up?
No, I haven't.
Iggy, I bet you're familiar with their work.
War?
Gwar.
I'm not.
Really? Gwar? Jackson, can you look that up and confirm they dress up scary little creatures and then they play hard rock music? Gwar. Well, either way. Jackson is too far down the hallway and someone needs to wrangle those thinks in the studio?
Twinks.
No, we're good.
You don't want to hear? Well, I mean, I'm going to be on, and if you didn't know I wasn't here, which has been a radio secret for personalities in St. Louis in the past, I made the mistake of saying I leave. You wouldn't know.
No.
Although you're going to see a different backdrop. Tomorrow it will be
palm trees.
Probably inside of the home, I would imagine. And then Friday, I see the Hawk is up, and that's something to monitor, Iggy, for your Munganess Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown.
You going to tell Joe Roderick where you are?
Yeah, so he can wash off his breasts in my home.
Yeah.
This Guar dresses up like a scary monster.
I told you that. I'm surprised you're not familiar with Guar, Iggy.
I'm not.
They look ridiculous.
They play rock?
Yeah, like Satan music, I think.
They look like they play at Comic-Con.
They do.
They're taking after Kiss, just wearing costumes?
No, this is way beyond that. This is like hours in a prosthetic makeup chair.
To answer the question, I don't believe KG and O-Town will be here. Doug is vacationing in the Hamptons. Now, you're not taking the Comrex on the cruise ship in the Mediterranean, correct?
No way. No. I'd probably drop it overboard.
Sitting in the captain's
You'd
deck.
drop it. You'd get there and you just drop it overboard. Like Kate Winslet did to poor Leonardo DiCaprio.
Right.
It'll be over. Well, so that'll be in April, but I'm planning on doing the shows even tomorrow morning. We get there tonight, and then we'll set up shop. Jackson and Marshall. Doug Marshall's an engineer. He's a real person who works here.
Right.
And here comes Jackson right now.
What's he got? What's that? Oh, it's golf name?
Yeah, that's right. I'm going to ask Daily
His
Fantasy
favorite.
Sports Show.
Okay.
And the testing, both for the YouTube, I'll be in my little corner on the YouTube, and on the broadcast has worked. I always have anxiety over it, but I'd like to think we won't have any issues. Plowhawk, I'll be on with you. 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, and we'll go through it and make sure everything's firing on all cylinders.
We'll
It's
test
really
that bad
easy
boy
to do
out.
now.
Oh, yeah.
Just using this Google Chromebook, both for the YouTube and for the broadcast.
If that falls apart, couldn't you do a FaceTime phone call?
I suppose, but then there's another. If the YouTube doesn't work, there's another fallback. Yeah, it's just the technology is there now.
I told Plowsy maybe what I could do is, since we have all this technology, maybe Sandals would be willing to pay for me to go do a show every day from Sandals for a month.
I would imagine they'd
You
be
think?
very interested in that.
Imagine just having a Comrex on your belly.
I'm sure they'll run a P&L on that and go, God, how can we leave that on the
And
table?
I would do social media every day.
Oh,
You would do that same place we went?
I would do it for a month.
Sandals
month
Ocho
worth,
Rios?
month worth of lodging.
Not
to
for
and
3
from.
days anymore, but I'll do it for a month.
That'd be a fun gig.
It would be.
well, why don't you
Yeah.
see if that can get done?
Talk to Jesse.
Sponsored
Well,
by
we shouldn't have
Purina.
to talk to Jesse. You talk to Jesse.
I said I'll talk to Jesse.
Okay.
Get the out of your ears.
Oh.
Wow.
I almost said it.
More than anyone else erect today. That's from the cousin of Moo Man. I'm not at the moment.
I'm not looking at you guys.
I have found, I don't know what the deal with it is, that I've been waking up with morning wood. Not necessarily like 3 out of 4 days, but about 2 out of 3. I don't know what that was about.
If you really got to go to the bathroom.
No, but it wasn't that.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you're
Randy.
secretly playing with yourself when you're sleeping.
Oh.
Possible.
Then you wake
It's
up.
live. I would consider it live.
Oh.
Just like I would consider John Robb live this week at Bay Hill. Fran McCaffrey is the biggest douchebag in NCAA basketball. Thanks. That's from Friends, Bert Convey.
Jim Boeheim takes that.
Yeah.
Doug, your Mount Rushmore
It's
D-bags.
Yeah, it's a healthy group.
There's so many.
Bruce Pearl.
Yep.
See in there?
Nice.
Yeah.
Jim Boeheim, Bruce Pearl, Self. He's
I
probably.
don't
He's
think
probably. He's
Oh,
probably.
that's your
Juwan
Tiger board
Howard.
coming out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like him, but he's probably a.
He comes
nice
across
enough
as a
guy.
very nice guy, I think.
Yeah, but
We,
I like Eric Musselman, but I'm sure people would put him on there.
Oh, Juwan Howard. He punched a coach.
yeah,
Slapped the
Howard's got to
coach,
probably
and
be
he's
on there for
communist
punching.
too.
Yeah.
I really like Juwan Howard.
So do
I don't mind him, but he comes off his
But
antics. the last week.
I he'd come off as angry and not having a good grasp on his emotions. But I don't know if he would fall into the douchebag category. But Doug, the douchebag is in the eye of the beholder. That's something you've always said.
Does Calipari get on there?
He also seems like kind of a nice guy.
He's not, though.
Oh.
Oh, you have experience with him?
Yeah, I did.
What happened?
Well, when I was when the Final Four was here and ESPN was coming in to do a show with Doug Gottlieb and Bobby Valvano, they asked me to be the on-site producer at Mike Shannon's restaurant.
Right.
Well, they did. They called me and said, they did try to hire me. They said, will you be...
Sorry, time is out.
Will you be the on-site producer? We're going to be at Shannon's for 2 days. I said, Sure. Well, I was out in the... outside of... not the restaurant, but... I forgot where it was. But all the coaches were out there walking around. And, they all came on. Thompson came on. Patino came on. And I went up to I went up to Galapar, and I said, "Hey, Coach, we're doing a show right now. I wonder if you had a couple minutes just to step in and join us." He goes, "You're kidding, right?" I said, "No. Why would I kid about that?" He goes, "I'm out here just relaxing, talking to people, and you're just going to bother me to come inside and do a radio show?"
Yeah.
I said, "Well, just say no. Don't act like I did something wrong."
Fine.
Yeah.
He goes, "Well, I'm not doing it." I said, "Okay, thank you. Have a good day."
I'm happy to add Calipari to the list, so good stuff.
Okay.
Everybody else said
Nice little anecdote.
Sean Miller, maybe. Sweats a lot.
And then I got to watch the final game with, who was former Maryland coach?
Hello.
Lefty Drizel.
Perfect draw.
I draw a blank on some of these old coaches, but Lefty Drizel asked me to have dinner with him and watch the game, and I did.
Yeah.
Baseball sucks, Doug. Nobody cares. We're a dog city now. That's from the Loomster.
No, I think we're still a baseball city, but we're going to be a soccer city also.
Nice.
How soon into were the best fans in soccer? Is that year 1? Do they vote for that?
I'm sure there's already a Reddit site that
We're
has
probably there already. No, we haven't had any games yet, but I think we got to get the crowd.
Aren't we 1-0?
I mean, home games.
I can't wait to see Tim with a tan. Thanks. That's from Mr. Big Green. You're going to be waiting a long time.
You don't tan well?
I just get red.
Do you?
That Italian lady I'm married to, she puts on, what do those Italians put on?
Hawaiian Tropic.
Yeah, like oil.
Yeah. Hawaiian
I don't know,
Tropic
I'm
has
putting
SPF 0.
50 on. 50 sunblock.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Well, you'll be happy you did later in life.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not. I mean, I just don't tan though. So I'm sorry for Mr. Big Cream, who I know wants to pleasure himself.
In my youth, we used to have sun tanning lamps that we'd put right by our face.
Nice.
And just scorch your face off. And we thought that was fine.
I fell asleep one
Sun
night
lamps.
doing that. I was probably 17, and I just said, "Oh, I'm gonna get a tan." And my sister had this tan lamp because she had like a bad complexion. Supposedly the tan lamp would clear up your acne. So I was sitting in the living room, and I said, "I'm getting ready to go to bed. I'm just gonna lay here for a minute." And I turned it on, and I fell asleep.
Oh no!
And I woke up and I said, "Oh God, is this thing still on?" And it was on. And my face got so tight that I couldn't basically talk. I couldn't open it. And 3 days later, we had a bowling tournament. And I was bowling with my dad and my uncle. And I was just in so much pain that I couldn't move my face. And then it started cracking.
Still bright red, probably.
Yeah, then it started cracking and it started peeling.
Yeah.
And I said, "Oh, I can move my mouth again." And as I'm bowling, I'm peeling this skin off my face.
Ooh, an exoskeleton.
I mean, it was gross.
Have you had cancerous spots on your face since?
I haven't. I get it checked every year.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, you better.
But the tan lamp was, God, it was just, people thought it was great. And you never got tan. You just got burnt.
One of the worst inventions ever.
It was, but now they still have tanning beds.
Yeah.
But this is like a lamp, just like that thing up there, but it's like right on your face.
Morning, guys. The audio's coming through loud and clear on the app. No nose whistles or snick-snack unwrappings to report. Thanks. I lost the key, so we're going to get a head start on masturbating outside the leasing office while we wait for the maintenance guy to get here. Might want to wear a scarf.
No.
Is that the same guy that emails in?
I don't know.
He's right outside
There's
the
so many
leasing office.
The listeners now load up the text inbox to try to steer the discussion. I respect that tactic.
Yeah.
I respect that tactic.
What leasing office is he talking about?
Probably my complex.
You ever hang out at the leasing office?
No. They have a nice TV room and a pool table in there, but I got
You could host a party.
I have no interest.
Why? You've hosted parties.
Yeah,
out
the
there
Dillian
before.
Harper party.
Well, I'd rather have it on my patio than there. I'm not sure I could just lease it out to have people over.
No, this might be what it's for.
We have a nice gazebo right by the sand volleyball courts.
Good morning. My tan looks great. Not so great for peacefully window shopping at Neiman Marcus, though. Thanks. That's Manchild 79.
Window shopping. Does anybody do that anymore? That used to be a thing. These big department stores would decorate their windows.
And you just window
Especially
shop?
downtown. People walk downtown, look inside the windows, and see how they're decorated. You know, used to be a thing.
Hey, Tim, I'll be in about an hour from you next week. Nick, I would love to hit it around if you have time. Thanks. That's from Mr. Smith.
Huh.
You never know.
He's a swinger.
Yeah.
This is your chance.
I can hook up
to get into the
with
lifestyle.
him.
Are you?
I've had my share of orgies. Have you?
Yeah.
Been a long time. I mean, I'm still out there. I'm trying.
Yeah. Well,
I'm trying to get it done. Can't
Smitty's-
get it done. Can't get the legislation past
Yeah.
Congress.
Okay. Smitty's offering himself up.
Would it be weird if I banged a male listener on a golf course?
Not in the least. I think it's happened before.
I think Smitty was trying to swing at the. What was the last tournament we had? The Lemmings?
Yeah.
I think he was trying to swing at the Lemmings.
With who?
I'm not going to give the other couple out, but the other couple.
Wow.
The other couple considers.
Dog, what a tease. Iggy's gotten better at teasing.
The other couple considers swinging just switching carts.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what's going on anymore.
Switching golf.
Jackson, what's going on?
Yeah, one of the.
I don't know.
The female got in Smitty's
Hello.
cart. And-
Hello.
Was that the drop? What's real?
Hello.
That's the
Let the listeners decide which one was the real one.
Smitty got into a cart with one of the other wife, and the other wife's husband got in the cart with Mrs. Smith. So they thought that the other couple didn't know how to swing. They figured that was swinging, just switching carts. I don't think anything happened.
Nice lady and her husband come up and asked me to join them in the pool.
Mm-hmm. Now that was swinging.
Last night, my wife chose Taylor Blake while we fished in the dark. Proud of her choice. That's from caller Buzz. Doug, what does that mean?
I don't know.
Catfishing in the dark?
And who's Taylor Blake?
I don't know who that is either.
Anybody know Taylor?
I don't
Is that
know
a stag
Taylor
starlet?
Blake.
Get to the bottom of this.
I just don't know.
Oh, let me see. TikTok.
Now, I know fishing in the dark doesn't mean you went fishing like in the Mississippi River at 2 in the morning.
Taylor Blake, her Instagram bio says a Jesus-loving, mildly funny lesbian.
Yeah, I don't think that this is who he was talking about based on who I just went to, but maybe I'm missing something. Listen, Doug, I don't know. Ken will not allow this crappy, pointless story to be denied. That's from show ombudsman Brian Henson. He's in Indiana.
Again, just you throw out something that we don't know what you're talking about. What story? I told like 3 so far.
Brian Henson, call and be one of the 20 callers today. It's 636-9004-TMA. Pacers, Doug.
The Pacers?
Covering the Pacers.
He's covering the Pacers.
No, he's not. He did another high school story the other day.
Well, you don't know that.
Well, he posts the stories he writes, and they're always high school.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's not. But he doesn't work for the Pacers. He doesn't cover the Colts. Those are too big.
You're not high on his writing style.
No, he writes fine. It's just he doesn't get any big
He
gigs.
writes fine.
I think Munganast does things more than fine, though. StLouisAcura.com and AltonToyota.com. Work with the great Jamie Burkhardt, Clayton Patterson, Peter Munganast. And you're probably going, man, I would, but they don't have a secret phone number.
Here's your number, 314-252-0029. Straight to the Muckety Mucks.
Boy, you can text them, you can call them. It's a muckety-muck number.
Right. They'll take good care of you like they do with us. Boy, do they
314?
take care of
Yeah,
us.
they're the best. 314-252-0029. Go shopping right now. You don't have to go. Just go to StLouisAcura.com or AltonToyota.com. I was talking to that Peter Munganast when I was out there on Friday, and he said new cars are starting to come in for a couple of years. Supply was an issue. Well, now they're starting to come back in, and even if you didn't get your car from there, they service all makes and models, regardless if you bought from Munganast. StLouisAcura.com, AltonToyota.com. It's Munganast. What a wonderful partnership it has been with Munganast. Pleasant people to deal with.
Oh,
That's
gosh,
important when you're dealing with a client. If they're pleasant.
Like your next door neighbor.
Friends of the feather, I say.
Yeah.
Jamie Burkhardt, Clayton Patterson, Peter Munganast, StLouisAcura.com, and AltonToyota.com. It is Munganast, a sponsor of our 7 o'clock hour. The people want to know who is the Milagro Tequila Listener of the Month for the month of February.
Yeah.
We had our papal conclave yesterday. For the first time in Milagro Tequila Listener of the Month history, the person I voted for did not win. That has never happened. But it doesn't matter. Even though my vote majority of the dais, you get to be the Milagro Tequila Listener of the Month. Jackson, would you like to share with the audience who the month of February Listener of the Month is?
The winner of the February Milagro Tequila Listener of the Month is Natty Nate.
Yeah, good for Natty. He had a very strong call.
Yeah, he just really killed it in every aspect.
Yeah.
Milagro Tequila.
Fabulous.
Taken care of.
Does he drink? Maybe he doesn't drink.
Good, no fan. Right there. Yeah. More frequently now.
I hope he does, especially during the Cardinal season.
Oh, gosh.
Milagro Tequila ad buyer Tim Burkhart just texted me, yes, I think he wanted Natty Nate to get the win.
No, how could you not?
It was unanimous, too. We all.
It was not. I voted for Buck Swope. But listen, the majority, what happened? Doug and Plowhawk are laughing.
You and Doug.
Iggy was so upset by that. See, you missed him talking about who he voted for
he had
didn't
to get
win
up.
for the first time because you left.
I didn't leave. I thought
You
we all.
most certainly left.
You weren't here.
Well,
How
we,
do you get
we,
deny
gave
that?
the, we gave the Natty Nate. I thought everybody voted for Natty Nate.
But
I'm
Ken,
not
explain.
anti-Natty Nate. I just felt like body of work for the month. Buck Swope had a bigger month. Natty Nate, great phone call.
Yeah.
Best phone call. If it was the Milagro Tequila phone call of the month, Natty Nate. Listener of the month, body of work, I went Buck Swope. Am I upset about the vote? No, I respect Natty Nate. I'm happy for providing audio postcards, being really the sergeant at arms of the show.
Yeah, but the problem with that is T-shirt's too big, the hat doesn't
I got
fit.
it that I don't get them all that often anymore, but because I believe them, and then he also, it's like an attorney. He cites things, and I go, okay, he's refreshing my memory. We host.
Yeah.
Which is
For,
strange.
yeah, for what purpose we don't know.
But I like it.
Why he's so hooked into this show. But he wouldn't wear a T-shirt anyway. He wears a sport coat.
That's
wherever
correct.
he goes.
I think a lot of times he would think that I was upset with him because we may argue about something. Always find me at a TMA Live and just start. You didn't want to talk about the other day because I told you
I
we're
like
good.
that.
We're good, but I can't hear this now because I knew it would be like a 15-minute. And then I talked when I got that Swope's picks, that one I did on the thing, and then I remember.
Put your hand up, wave him away.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Why would you not have Natty Nate's call ready to play? That's from Mr. Big Cream.
I mean, we have it ready, but
You heard.
They'll bitch if we play too much, and now they want us to
Yeah, let's
play
go
it
with
again.
maybe like a 60-second sample. Because I think he was on for a while.
this is at minute 32, but we can start.
Oh, okay. All right,
Well,
minute
what
32,
do you
that's fine.
think they need to take it off the, you know what, to make it, to make this team better?
Well, I don't know exactly what they need to do.
Yeah, Natty, don't you look at this roster? Isn't it worse this year than last year?
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I mean, this is it.
Why is it
He
worse?
did it.
No Pujols?
This is absolutely pathetic.
You got Flaherty this year. Hopefully, you didn't have him last year.
I love this is my favorite. Well, we have him who's off an injury. Oh, Stephen Matson coming off an injury. It's like everybody coming off an. We have just geezers who are just like just
they lost
blowing
Pujols.
in the wind like Jackson's wispy pube.
Oh, no.
Oh, he's got more than
And
one.
we
That
have,
catches
we have
straight.
guys who did great in 2018. It's like, oh man, they didn't get back to that. It's like, yeah, that was 6 years ago.
Stephen Matz sucks.
Thank you, man. This tape.
Where's my oven mitts?
This is the hottest thing I've ever seen.
And we are just sitting on our hands.
Doug, the Plowhawk has found his spirit animal, and they are bonding.
I mean, he's basically taking my takes right out of my mouth.
Well,
We are just sitting on our hands, and we are not doing anything. This is so frustrating.
yeah.
Did you like?
Hell no.
Okay, all right.
Man, this is deep.
That was the dumbest thing we've ever done.
There it is, Doug. There's your Milagro Tequila listener of the month.
Yeah.
He's a killer, man.
Guys, all Swope does is play show historian, make full-hour episodes, play show photographer, and write wonderful emails. Listener of the month goes to some guy who made one phone call. This has Beavis and Butthead, i.e. Pepper and Genie, written all over it. That's from Wes Sutterer.
Well,
Then he can win another month.
right. We like the underdog story.
Well, you've solidified you're never winning.
Wes, you don't even bother applying this month. Plowhawk says you're out.
Yeah.
I mean, it was. I said it was a 2-horse race. I put Buck Swope in there as a potential candidate, but that call. I mean, what more do you want out of a listener?
It was essentially a live mic drop on 101 ESPN.
He really let us have it. Gave us a real shellacking.
The Stephen Matt sucked. You could feel that through the phone.
Boom, the Metro East owns the Milagro Tequila Listener of the Month. Let's be honest, if it wasn't for some silly rule that an 18-year-old can't win the award, and as Little Beer Cats would be the February winner, the 618ers are in control. That's from Beer Cats. You feel like Missouri's going to respond?
We're pretty much.
So, alcohol. What do you have? One text?
Well, sometimes that's all it takes if it's a dandy.
That's right.
Well, I think his text was praising his dad that he had sex.
Nate, but I personified Rick, and I get squat and fishing in the dark is when me and my wife rub each other at the same time.
Oh.
Unlike Steve, who does it solo while she is sleeping. That's from Caller Buzz.
Oh.
Who's this Taylor Blake, Caller Buzz? Iggy, you ever heard of Taylor Blake? I don't know who she is.
Adult star?
I don't know. I've never heard of her. I'm not even sure she's an adult star, just like an Instagram model.
Didn't somebody look it up? They said mildly
I couldn't
funny
tell.
lesbian.
Yeah, she was on Jimmy Fallon the other night.
Oh,
I think that's her.
Is that right?
I think. I mean, she's attractive, and
Does anybody? I can't stand Jimmy Fallon.
Wow, Jimmy
Does
Fallon.
anybody think everything about him. He's got to get involved in every.
he just laughs really hard.
Plowhawk already knows what's coming.
It is
Miley
his
He's
Cyrus.
been around long enough to know what's coming.
Like Miley Cyrus came out the other night and was dancing up this thing. Then he got behind her. He started dancing. Yeah, when I was filming this video, it was funny because my dress fell. Hey, your dress fell off. He took 3 minutes. He was underwater for 3 minutes.
That's his whole routine.
He just repeats whatever.
Anyway.
Well, you notice he was the only one on Saturday Night Live that could not stay in character. He laughed at every segment.
Doug, he would break quite often.
Yeah.
And that is frowned upon because they felt like the Carol Burnett show where they would laugh when a
I didn't like him kissing that other actress in 2004.
Drew
when-
Barrymore.
Yeah, when the red,
Yeah.
I interviewed her on the, not him. I interviewed her on the field.
that night.
Yeah.
What?
Boy, you were everywhere.
I was down on the field and she was dancing around and
Why didn't you interview him too? Because you hate him.
he was nowhere to be found.
Oh.
I didn't even know him then.
Shows.
I feel
I don't know
but I
what
feel like it's one of the. But at the same time, I don't think that Jackson's peers in their 20s are going to look back and hold Jimmy Fallon, Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Kimmel in the esteem that say, Doug, your parents, or Iggy, your parents may have held like Johnny Carson.
Or
you know
even
what I mean?
us. Yeah.
Yeah,
Not just
or
our
in my
parents,
case,
Even Letterman. Even.
Letterman.
Yeah, Letterman for me.
And because I just think kind of that era, not kind of, it is over. So it's not like Jimmy Fallon plays younger. It just is not something that everybody gathers around to watch. Am I correct on this, Jackson?
yeah. And I would say that all of them, but Fallon was the pioneer and is still the best at it. Is the best at making like the 6-minute YouTube clips
Yes, that's become what it is.
of the little games. Like those get millions of views.
Corden
so-
does that. He's been very effective at it. With the
Yeah,
carpool
absolutely.
karaoke.
He's the carpool karaoke and stuff. Like all that stuff is much more valuable than like an opening monologue for their ratings. Like being on YouTube is the key there, and Fallon's really good at that. So I think that's why he has as much equity as he does.
I agree, Iggy. It's annoying when hosts try so hard to make their shows about themselves. It's awful to listen to. Thanks. That's from Beer Cats.
Congrats. You got your text read. I think too is that back when Carson was doing it was basically only Carson. Now you have like 9.
Don't forget Joey Bishop, Merv Griffin,
Chevy Chase show.
Joan Rivers. They all
Chase
tried.
show.
They all tried to go up against him.
Oh,
Dick Cavett.
Merv Griffin had an afternoon show.
First he was on late night.
Is that right?
And those guys weren't political at all either. If
That's
they did,
become a thing.
If
That's
they did,
become a
they
thing.
jabbed at everybody.
That's right.
But now it's so.
But I don't think
left-wing.
Fallon does.
A little,
but
not near. I'm Stephen Colbert. It's like, can you imagine watching Sean Hannity at 10:30? It's the same thing.
I don't necessarily share exactly where it comes, but it's like only one viewpoint can be funny. It's an odd thing. Stephen Colbert's show exists. It had Hillary Clinton won in 2016. I don't think his show's still around. As odd as that might sound.
I can't watch it.
I saw him interviewed on Stern, and he says he really rejects that criticism that his show was byproduct of Trump's presidency because he feels like it's insulting to his staff. It's not intended to be insulting. It's just an observation that that's what the mindset became on the shows. Either way, Letterman was, for me, the best. How did we even get into hell on this topic? You don't like Jimmy Fallon. That's what I think.
Yeah, I just said I don't.
You've had enough of him.
I just think he's. I think maybe I lost respect for him when his show first started, and he came out with an edict that if a guest goes on any other show besides ours, we're not booking you. Like, say somebody had a movie to promote or something, goes, you'll come on our show, but you can't go on any of the other shows. And I said, well, who does he think he is? Come on with us and nobody else. We want to have the exclusive. I thought that was kind of...
Yeah. I guess they don't want to have him, the star, as the second or third appearance. If he's already been on the other shows, they wouldn't want to have him. You can see that, where you look like you're the second or third choice.
Yeah, but he was saying, you come on our show, you can't go on any other show. What if they got a movie to promote?
Yeah.
They want to hit all of them, not just yours.
Doug Ryan Kelly will help you whether you go on our show or another show. He's online at thehomeloanexpert.com, thehomeloanexpert.com. Jack.
He's been on lots of shows. I don't know about those late night shows, but he's been around TV for
That's
a long
right.
time now. Everybody's gotten to know Ryan Kelly, and they know he wants to help you with your finances, especially when it comes to that credit card debt that you may be carrying. The average credit card rates right now are at 19.1%. That's the highest since July of 1991. You don't want credit card debt. You don't need it. 35% of households are taking on new credit to cover just basic expenses. Even more, still paying off their holiday bills. If you are a homeowner, you don't have to live like that. Do you have equity in your home? Well, with a simple cash-out refi, you can pull out that equity, and the Home Loan Expert will give you your cash at closing to pay off those credit card rates. You'll be so happy that you did. Start fresh on the path to financial freedom today at thehomeloanexpert.com. Let Ryan Kelly help you get out from under that crippling credit card debt. Thank you, Ryan Kelly. Thank you, Sir Mortgage.
There it is. Get involved on the program. It is the Ryan Kelly Morning After, and you can call in 636-9004. TMA, and you can email in the morning after at InsideSTL.com for our design, air, heating, and cooling email today. Of course, text in Engineered Designed Facilities text inbox 314-881-4TMA. There you go. Now you're part of the show. Next thing you know, you're part of the show. 314-881-TMA 5. I think I messed that up. I was reading spot.
Well,
and I got distracted.
I just want to thank Matt real quick. That bag I brought in, he DM'd me.
Doug and I are trying to figure out who Matt is.
Yeah.
Well, he DM'd me last week and said he was cleaning the house. He had a bunch of Cardinal giveaways.
What are we talking about?
10 seconds later, I'm not any clearer.
You left in the middle of the show to get a bag, and now we're going to talk about this bag.
No, I'm just thanking Matt, listener Matt, who brought it in for me. He said, I cleaned out my house, had all these extra Cardinal giveaways I'm not going to use. Do you use them for Gobble Bowl? I said, sure. So he was kind enough to drop them off. So I just want to thank Matt. Thank you.
Okay, then. Thanks, Matt. What's his last name?
I don't know if he wants his last name out there.
Well, he gave you something and his last name is private?
Some people don't like to let people know that they do stuff for charity. They just like to do it without the bragging.
Okay.
And it wouldn't be bragging. He should be recognized, but just leave it at Matt. He's listening, so I'm just thanking Matt.
Okay.
Matt, you have been thanked.
Thanks, Matt.
Yeah, it's never too early to start getting Gobble Bowl stuff.
You collect all year?
I do.
How much stuff you got so far?
I still got like 40 things left over from last year.
What, people didn't pick them up?
No, I didn't. I had too much stuff to give away.
Oh.
I wanted to limit it to like 75 last year, and I still ended up with 105 things on the table, and I had 40 that I didn't use. So I'll use them this year.
Okay. Where do
Calling the nation all day.
Where do you store all this stuff?
Actually, Tina stores it at her mom's house. So she came by and grabbed all the bobbleheads and shirts and all the other stuff we had, and she just has it at her mom's house.
Right.
We need an audio postcard of what Iggy hates. I hate Fallon. I hate the Battlehawks. I hate soccer. I hate insert new Netflix show. I hate fundraisers. I hate free vacations, and so on and so forth. That's from Larry Thornton.
Those are all the things I hate?
Larry, do you have
That's
anything
part
else?
of the list.
I hate fundraisers.
Mm-hmm.
I hate Netflix. I hate the Battlehawks. When have I ever hated any of those things?
I don't know.
Unless you're talking about the people that, hey, got a couple bottles of bourbon, got to buy some new socks for my 4th grade basketball team.
It's very
I don't follow
interesting.
that.
No, I know the bourbon giveaways or drawings.
Okay.
I mean, back in the day, if I needed new socks for basketball, my mom would go to Target or Venture and buy me a pair.
I played basketball my whole life. Is there specific socks you need for?
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
just for basketball. I feel like
go look at some of the.
I've been down on my luck, but I've always had a pair of socks.
Have you?
I feel like I've always been able to look in the drawer. and
Plowhawk,
find
an
one-
American dream.
One pair of socks that I could wear.
And I will say this. I mean, I love Girl Scout cookies. I have like 10 boxes coming.
This is a
non
tank that's
sequitur.
about to go down.
I'm gonna try to
Well,
turn off my Instagram notification in Jackson while this goes on.
It has to.
Good call.
I get them now. I can't delete them like last time. I get them every day now on my emails. But what happened to the Girl Scouts doing the work? I mean, the parents are selling all the cookies for them.
I had girls come to my door
I don't
girls
mean
in
go
the
to,
neighborhood.
I don't even mean come to doors. I mean, I know that's kind of, people are afraid to do that nowadays because this, the way this country is. But have the girls like read emails or do a video. It's the parents. Hey, I'm selling some cookies for my daughter. How many boxes you want? Let her do it herself.
Well, some of the girls are 6, 7 years old. They wouldn't know how to do
You know
it.
what my niece does? Or my great niece, Emma. She puts a video out. And my niece films it. Hi, everybody. This is Emma. I'm selling Girl Scout cookies. I'd like to get your order if you want. And then.
How old is she?
7. She did it herself.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, that's a nice touch if you can pull that off.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't mind buying them because I buy them because I want them. I love I love the cookies, so I buy 10, 12 boxes. I mean, why do the parents do it?
Well, the same reason the parents take over the Pinewood Derby cars, because the kids can't do it.
Well, the whole point is to have the kid do it. If your wheel falls off, your wheel falls off. Who cares?
Yeah, but that's not what happens.
So anyway, I'm not upset about it. I'm just saying
It seems like you're hopping mad over this issue.
No, so the parents do it. The parents do it. I get more cookies. Because parents, Iggy, do you want mine selling Girl Scout cookies for my daughter? You want some? Yeah, I'll take 2 boxes. But the Girl Scouts don't do it themselves.
But they do. Some of them
Absolutely
do.
killing time.
They do in my neighborhood, and they're very young girls too.
They don't even sell them anymore. They
Yes,
set
they
up
do.
shop at Schnucks.
They sell them. They've been to my house. I've ordered many boxes just in the last
They set
month
up
or so.
they set up their little kiosk at Schnucks.
Schnapps.
They set up their Schnucks.
You like peach schnapps?
Schnapps
Peppermint,
stands.
please. My niece sold it to me. She gave me a whole spiel.
There you
to
go.
Say everything.
Good for her.
But these other kids, you're
Out of the
mad
12
at.
boxes I've got 4 from my niece, who did a video. The other 8 I bought off of people's parents who sold them.
Well, they're just trying to raise money for
Never
the
heard this
organization.
deep into the time kill music.
I think it's just repeating itself.
It's on a loop.
Good morning, guys. Not a fan of people who make things about themselves. Hey, and by the way, let me handle some personal business here by thanking, quote-unquote, Matt for bringing me a pile of garbage right here in the middle of the show. And let me say this about Girl Scout cookies. What happened to their work ethic? I want to get some emails from some girls. Thanks. That's from Sign Up Now to meet celebrity guest Rude Jude from the Jenny Jones Show at next Wednesday's apartment masturbation luncheon. They're having luncheons.
Who's Rude Jude?
Whatever happened to Jenny Jones?
Wasn't she sued? And then that led to the show going away.
I think you're
Really?
right. Yeah.
What'd she get sued about?
Oh, she had a guy on, and it was all about surprise secret crushes. This was a huge moment in the talk show industry, and then there was litigation.
I think he killed himself.
And then the guy came out thinking, this was, I think, in the 90s, that it would be a woman, and it turned out it was a guy. And I think, did he kill the guy? I think he killed the guy.
Yep.
And then the Jenny Jones show was held, at least in litigation, was held liable. I don't know what wound up happening as far as the lawsuit went. That was a big deal then.
Yeah.
Well, either way, Rude Jude from that show will be at this apartment complex luncheon. This just came from Suckboy of Tony. People are using the app to communicate with the show, which is a good, easy way, because now it's going back. It's in our emails again. I thought
Suckboy
we had,
from Soulard?
Yeah, Suckboy.
Oh, I'm glad I still don't get them.
Oh, you still don't get them?
No, I'm glad, though.
I'm getting them now.
How'd you get rid of him? I got rid of him last time.
I know. Now I'm
I
getting them
blocked
again.
Father White, and that's what happened.
It looks like the club doesn't like the dogs. They've got different plans. Picture taken at stadium on Monday from Suckboy Tony of Soulard.
Oh, no.
But I can't open the picture. Suckboy Tony of Soulard. Can you open it, Jackson?
Let me check. I've been reading some of the Reddit threads about the names, and they're the ones outside of the dogs are not strong. I'll say that.
Yeah, if it
So
has...
the team wants to call them something else?
No, it's like a supporter Reddit. It's a pretty deep Reddit thread. And
Doug, have you read the
I
supporter
read some
Reddit?
of it. Yeah, they want it Ravioli Boys.
Ravioli
yeah,
Boys.
If there is Ravioli...
They want the team's name to be Ravioli Boys?
Like the supporter nickname.
Fans
That
do.
can't be real. That's got to be like a...
No, that was one of their
Well,
suggestions.
yeah,
The Ravioli
it's
Boys.
real.
It really is real?
B-O-Y-Z.
B-O-Y-Z, like Boys in the Hood?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Ravioli
It is
Boys.
So
That can't. There's
sadly
no... I'm three
real.
betting this.
I'm just reading this Reddit thread.
But it's got to be like somebody like doing like a sketch or a bit.
Oh, people were like, no, I like the Ravioli Boys.
Now, there's a
I
lot
like
of...
it.
So when I talked about the Venn diagram of the TMA listener and the soccer support, I said this is why we're gonna have a St. Louis Civil War here.
Schism.
Ooh, I like that.
Thank you.
You like that term, Doug?
Not
Schism?
really, no.
If we're called the Ravioli Boys, I'm never going. I'm not going to give that team the satisfaction.
That's not the team, though.
Of
It's not the
lumping
team.
me in.
So
with
who is in charge of the Ravioli Boys? Where did that come from?
It was just there's like this really active supporter, like St. Louis City supporter.
Like a
Reddit.
one individual, or this is a group of people that
Yeah, it's
really
like
the name?
a Reddit community. So there's a ton of people in it, and got a lot of upvotes for Ravioli Boys.
Yeah, that is the most popular.
I might lose my stack because I might have to shove thinking that this is a
Ravioli Boys and Hellcats is another one.
Yeah, what? I don't follow that really.
We're gonna ruin soccer.
Yeah, I mean, St. Louis is
Come on.
known for a lot, so it'd have to be Ravioli Boys or Pork Steak Boys.
Imagine getting our first MLS team, and before the first
Pork
home game,
Steak
they're calling the
Boys.
crowd Ravioli Boys.
I kind of like
Oh,
Pork Steak
my.
Boys.
Gooey Butter Cake
Pork
Boys.
Steak Boys is much better.
Now, Jamaicas are the Reggae Boys, sometimes the Rude Boys.
Yeah.
Those two are great.
Well,
Mr. Lick says, I've heard more about the secret meeting at the warehouse. He was the one who broke the story that there was a secret meeting at the warehouse.
which warehouse?
I don't know. Is it the Dome? Mr.
Could
Licks,
be.
call in. 636-9004-TMA.
I don't know. I don't know how you couldn't like the dogs.
Suckboy Tony of Soulard says the Ravioli Boys is a better name than the Dogs.
Wow. Oh man, I don't. I
Some
can't-
people like something.
I can't dive into that right.
Ravioli Boys isn't a better name than anything.
Yeah, it's the worst name you could possibly
Yeah.
come up with.
I think so. It's cheesy. It's stupid. We're not the only ones who eat ravioli.
Yeah, it's completely and utterly stupid.
Ravioli heads.
Yeah, you got called that, didn't you,
I know,
Doug?
and it hurt.
I just
It
don't like.
hurt.
They already.
Ravioli.
I don't know.
All right, somebody sent in a screenshot.
Yeah,
of-
that's the Reddit thread.
Okay. First of all, TV's own Doug Vaughn.
TV's own Doug Vaughn. That's what it says on there.
That's what it says. From Doug's big Channel 4 came up with the dog's name. Put some respect on his name. It's here to stay. Embrace it and bark at all the visitors. Hell yeah, let's call them the Dougs. Apparently, it's been a thing on a popular St. Louis podcast for a while, to the point they had the merch out for a while. Yeah, I didn't even look. TMSTL Shop's been selling dog stuff left
Moving
and
it.
right.
Moving
I had no idea. Since we haven't had any new merch in a while, I don't even monitor it because Flanagan handles all the shipping. But people are buying up dog stuff left and right since
Well,
we got
they
it.
should be.
TMSTLShop.com. I got to find a place to get hats. Listener associated with St. Louis University, great guy, listens to TMA and Balloon Party, connected me with the Billikens merch guy, I think. And hopefully we can get that done. It's nothing against Flanagan. Flanagan just doesn't do embroidery. And in order to do hats properly, that's what we need for both the TMA golf stuff and the dog stuff. But anyway, let's see. The hosts don't like soccer, so having radio DJs, nice, who don't like a sport nickname the team as a joke doesn't sit well with me.
Oh.
I don't know where this thing came from that we don't like soccer.
I don't know.
But whatever, it's fine. People say.
I think we've admitted that we haven't been huge soccer fans in the past, but we haven't had a team to root for either.
I get into the World Cup. I'm probably relative to people who are posting on Reddit about soccer. I wouldn't be in that category, but
I watched the EPL on the weekend.
I keep saying the same thing over and over again. I think the atmosphere at the Dogs games, City, the Hellcats, the Ravioli Boys, is going to be incredible relative. I think Saturday night is going to be something else, even if the weather's crappy. And I
So
think
as a
it's
DJ,
wonderful.
why do you hate soccer?
It's a DJ.
Now, I'll go see the U.S. World Cup, the women's team against Ireland.
There you go.
Later
Okay,
this
so
month.
you love soccer too.
They're
then.
playing at the STL City place.
City Park.
City Park. I'll go see that. So, I mean, that's pretty huge that we're a first-year team, and we already got the women's national team coming to our stadium to play against
They've been here
Ireland.
before. They played at Busch Stadium a couple times.
Yeah, but not at the stadium, this new stadium.
Not the new place, no. They did play at Busch Stadium a couple
And
times.
the World Cup is this year, so it's not like the World Cup is... Well, the Women's World Cup is this year.
4-time World Cup champion, the U.S. women's national team.
Sauerbrunn will be here.
We'll do grad.
Good morning. Ravioli Boys reeks of internet incels. No way the person who came up with that is smart, successful, or good-looking. That's from Billy Haywood.
Probably not.
Dogs is fantastic. Fully expect several thousand dog masks at the game. That's from the 636.
Oh, I hope so.
Even Ravioli Head doesn't like the name Ravioli Boys. That's from... So am I going to lose my stack by saying that that's not real? Jackson, is it real?
I mean, as real as like a supporter Reddit thread can get.
Okay.
I mean, that's like there's no like
so
concrete evidence
like
of it.
people with St. Louis City are not saying
No.
okay.
No. Like
So it's a guy on the equivalent of a message board.
right, but that says like these English Premier League teams that have these names were given to them 100 years ago, so it's kind of ingrained.
But don't they just kind of happen organically? And I would say
Right.
that the dogs thing happened as organic as anything.
Exactly.
I mean, we said, Doug, that you just like the name dogs for
Yeah.
a team. No team is named dogs in sports.
No.
As
So the
far as the four
copyright's wide
major
open.
leagues. Right,
Yeah.
exactly. You got the Georgia Bulldogs, but as far as professional sports.
Yeah, Boston Terriers.
Wonderful.
SIU Salukis.
Nice.
These are all dogs.
Don't some of these new teams? Don't some of these new teams have like contests to pick the team mascot name, and then they pick one, and that person wins a bunch of stuff?
We did that at St. Gabriel's in 1989 with the Gators.
Came
Gabriel
up with the
Gators.
Gators?
Yeah, Gators.
That's not bad.
Yeah, thank you.
So if the powers that be at STL, FC, PC, whatever the letters are, would say we're having a contest to name a mascot, I guarantee you dogs would win.
I think I could be wrong. Doug, this is a master's thesis. Do you like a
Okay.
master's thesis?
I don't mind one.
Especially from somebody who doesn't have a bachelor's degree?
Yeah.
My master's thesis is because we came up with it, you came up with it, it's identified with our show. Our audience isn't necessarily, again, the Venn diagram of the hardcore soccer fan. And since it came from our thing, hardcore soccer fan will reject it because they didn't come up with it. That's my master's thesis.
Yeah, possibly.
Unless they do it most votes, then I think it would have a chance.
But I don't think the team will officially be named by the franchise. I think it just is something that the fans of the team, Doug, you call them supporters.
I do, yeah.
Start calling them.
Yeah. Like I said, some teams will actually have a contest and say, we're looking for a mascot name. What kind of mascot? And sometimes they'll pick the best one, or they'll pick the one that gets the most votes. And then that's, all right, we're the St. Louis Dogs. You voted, we're the Dogs.
I'm surprised the team didn't come up with a nickname when they
But
first got the team.
I think one of the endearing traits of soccer team nicknames is that they happen organically from the fan base. I think. I could be off on that. And so, therefore, I think they leave it in the fans' hands. Now, I just received a text here from someone, just 618, saying, Tim, check your email. Official email from STL City SC shelling Ravioli Boys gear back in April of 22. I've opened up the email. It was sent on April 1st, 2022.
So it could be a April Fool's Day thing as well.
Yeah, nice observation, Plowhawk.
Oh, good.
Way to pick off the bet. You suggested the name back in 2020. We heard the chant last Friday night. Now you can get the shirt because, let's be honest, we are all Ravioli Boys. Produced and sold by our friend at Series 6 Company with 20% of the proceeds going to St. Louis Area Food Bank. Pre-order today, in-store pickup in 2 weeks. And that was just forwarded to me by a listener.
I don't want a food group, an appetizer, to be like a cult for like soccer. I love toasted ravioli.
Yeah,
like
me too.
I have 10 places that I get toasted ravioli at. Please just leave it in the restaurant. Just leave it there. We don't need to bring, I get it's a St. Louis thing, so we're St. Louis rib. You don't call them the rib tip boys, or something like that. Like, I just leave food items where they're at. I get it's a popular St. Louis dish, but I'd rather be called the Arches.
You're spot on, like always, Tim. This is a great text. If IPA drinking, scarf wearing, its pitch not field guy had come up with dogs, they would be all over it right now. That's from It's Kathy. Isn't It's Kathy KG No Town?
Yeah.
But didn't he text in another name too?
New Lip, who dis?
Oh,
New
interesting.
Lisp.
He's got 2 different.
He's got like 3. I don't know. Our text line sometimes malfunctions.
It's like Scott's Wrinkled Ballsack. And then we got Scott's Wrinkled Nutsack, but apparently it's the same guy.
Is it the same fellow?
Yeah, and they keep propositioning. I think more my wife than me, but I'm just kind of like
No
I'm
problem.
kind of like the Mikola part of the Tarasenko deal.
Just to throw in that everyone forgets about.
Yeah. I did see that shirt at Series 6, but I didn't associate it with the soccer team. That's from Steve, and he's in Wildwood. And he's got season tickets.
There's just all kinds of possibilities with dogs for a mascot running around down there.
I agree.
T-minus 30 seconds before Iggy gets jealous that Doug is getting credit for the dog's name and starts claiming that he was actually the one to come up with it. And if anyone wants to challenge him, then they can go back and check the tapes. That's from Mr. Licks.
Well, actually, I think yesterday I said that Hubbard Radio has their stamp all over these two new teams. I said Doug came up with the dogs, and Riz came up with Cacaw. So I think I gave Doug credit yesterday, Licks. So thanks for listening.
Riz was the first one saying cacaw.
Yeah, when I was on the show, he said he thought we were going to have a nice radio war over it. And he goes, now I hear you take credit for cacaw. And I go, absolutely not. And he goes, oh, well, then this is going to go nowhere. I said, yeah, I didn't. I actually thought it was Cucky the Dwarf who did it, but apparently it was the Riz show. I honestly have no idea.
I don't either.
Well, I'll give Riz credit, just like I give Doug credit.
There it is, Mr. Licks.
I never said Dog. I said I like him to be the Cuck Boys.
Oh.
Good morning. The worst part about hardcore soccer guy is that he's usually about 300 pounds and hasn't played soccer since church league. He's a total douche. That's from the 636.
Well,
Mr. Licks just said I stand down. How about that, Iggy? You got him.
No, I was being honest. You make a comment that you didn't really know the answer to, and I answered it, so I wasn't trying to make you look stupid. It wasn't a matter of stepping down. I'm just enlightening you on me giving Doug credit.
Along the lines of the dog's name, hey, Tim, serious text, is Welly going to be down there in Florida with you? He left his belt over here. Can you grab it on your way down? Also, I'll have wifey's butt plug in if you guys want to test the remote from Jupiter. Text me when you're on the back nine, and we'll give her a buzz. That's from the recovering alcoholic from Belleville and Oyster Groves. Whoa. So he's got a remote control butt plug?
I suppose it's possible.
No, there are such things.
There really are.
Oh, yeah.
I told you all about them, Doug.
Oh.
You buzz it in, adjust the different vibrations.
Blokes, anyone know where a guy can score a quick pint and get a proper sloshed before the Saturday footy? Absolutely buzzing to see the Ravioli boys.
Stop it.
Yeah,
Some little Tommy Tribbins. He's on his bike out there.
Somebody says that sentence to me.
You're going to find him right then and
I don't
there?
care how much my ticket was. I'm leaving.
You're not going to go to the game?
I don't care what time. Yeah, I'm
If someone says, let's go get a pint, you're going to leave the game?
The lads will always be the dogs in me heart. When the pink takes the pitch, I will bark. Oh, dog, that was like a little chant.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I know we have Irish pubs here, but at some point there's going to be an English pub opening up in the city just for soccer.
There is one right across the street from the stadium.
What's it called? Maggie O'Brien's.
That's the Irish pub. There's a new one going in across the
there's
street.
an English pub. See, I told you. Somebody will build.
Those of us with Irish descent would like to distinguish ourselves from the English. Doug, get out of our land.
80%
80% of soccer guys have CPAP machines. Thanks. That's from the Hunchback of Uncat. Is that correct?
Well, I have one, but I'm not really considered a soccer guy.
Yeah, you're a DJ who hates the game. DJs.
I don't hate the game. I just like entertainment. And if it's good entertainment, I'll love the sport.
Saturday was great entertainment. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was way better than I ever expected. And the atmosphere in Austin was ridiculous. And Austin is a totally, a live city.
It's because we have a team to root for. During the Olympics or World Cup, we got a team, so it's fun. But if it's just two random teams from some other cities, I have a hard time getting into it.
Isn't there a network that carries a game of the week? Doesn't ESPN do?
Yeah, I think there was one on Sunday.
FS1, I think.
But otherwise, it's Apple TV, and it's so wonderful to just click a button, go, the game's going to be on.
Yeah, it is great.
Yeah, I don't have Apple TV.
These were things that we did have a few years ago.
Is our team in one of the game of the weeks?
I don't know.
Do they have that schedule out? Then I'll know what games I can watch. I mean, I don't have
Doug,
Apple
you look
TV.
that up for Iggy?
Yeah, I'm looking up that new bar. It's called The Pitch, but I'm sure it
Oh,
won't be
God.
it won't be near as good as
Maggie O'Brien's, Eddie McVeigh.
Real name, The Pitch. Golly jeepers, man.
And there'll be people that come in that don't even follow soccer, but they're going to follow the team that plays our team just so they can, argue at each other during the bar. Shut up, bloke.
Tim,
Another
nutsack
Guinness.
or ballsack, it doesn't matter. I've been under the weather the last couple of days, and I'm going to need you or your wife to swing by the peninsula on your way down to Florida to satisfy her properly since I've been unable to. That's from Scott's Wrinkled Ballsack.
Just go. Just go already and do it.
You need me to head over to the peninsula and do work? I don't know how that would play back on the home front, to be candid.
I wouldn't even know where to go to find a peninsula.
Yeah, how do you get? Don't you have to take a ferry? Whenever I see the ball sacks, they say they came over on the ferry.
Yeah,
like the Staten Island ferry.
Yeah.
Like we're going by Lady Liberty.
Mm-hmm.
I'd swim for that.
Iggy, every single game will be on Apple TV.
I know, but I don't have Apple TV. So I'm just trying to figure out which ones are the freebies.
You have T-Mobile for your phone carrier?
No, I have AT&T.
I got T-Mobile. I heard that we can.
Yeah, you get it free.
Yeah.
You got free. Apple TV is giving the Portland match. That's a free one. And
Doug, is that the Timbers?
Yeah.
I think so.
And then Real Salt Lake will be a free one as well.
So I just download Apple on my TV and I watch the freebies?
Yeah. Well, I think you might have to pay for the Apple TV subscription, but you should because
yeah, then it's not
Ted
free.
Lasso.
It's not free.
Well, it's free if you have an Apple TV subscription.
Yeah, but it's on Apple TV. So if you have a subscription, they're all free.
No, you have to pay $80 for the MLS season pass.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Then I'll never watch a game unless I go to one.
Yeah, I don't believe I'll pay $80.
But you get every MLS game, so it's not just.
Oh, wait.
There's
I'm
no
really
other
interested.
MLS games
Okay,
I'm
I'm just.
interested in.
I'm interested in all the
shoot
other
the
teams
messenger.
as well.
Huh.
Yeah, what can you do?
So you get the app, you pay $5 for the app, but then you pay $80 to watch the games.
Yeah, for the whole season.
Good morning. What's going on right now is Iggy is subtly trying to get someone's Apple TV password. Thanks. That's from the 314.
No,
I like
Does
the
that
move.
Negril
I would have
password
made it
work?
a little more subtle.
Negril 111, would that work?
Well, it's an email address. It's not a password.
Well, that's where they send the code.
No, I don't. I mean, I'm not going to get Apple TV to watch Ted. I've got so many streaming services now. I can't watch everything that's on there. I just finished Rome. Now I'm going to find something else to watch.
Well, if you go to a bar or a party on a Saturday night, the game might be on there. Soccer
I
game.
haven't done that in years.
Really? Saturday night, you just sit at home all the time?
Well, I may go out for dinner or something, but I'm not going to go to a bar and watch a soccer game.
Oh, well, because we haven't had them yet.
Well, if you got,
Now we got them.
if you got Paramount, there's a show called Why Women Kill, and that, what is her name, Alexandra Daddario or whatever?
Oh, wow, Bill.
She's in a throuple.
Wait.
Naked?
Tell me it's involving a lass.
It's a girl and a guy. Yes. And it's really, it's a good show.
Is there any sapphic scenes?
Not graphic sapphic.
Graphic sapphic. I like that.
But yeah, if you're looking for a show, it's great. I
Might have to check that out and see what the word is.
I don't think I have Paramount. I think I just have Peacock.
Doug, does Iggy have Paramount?
I don't
Well,
know
you
what
said you have a
have.
bunch of streaming services. So if you did have Paramount, that's a good show to start.
I really can't figure out where people who listen to this show would ever think they don't like soccer on purpose. Signed, the guy who just heard members of the show say they don't like the name of the bar. They don't care to find the schedule. They don't like chants or songs or scarves or kits. Won't subscribe to watch the games. But, hey, the atmosphere is going to be fun. That's from Kevin's brother, Jack, and then the last name is Demo.
Well, that is like you're talking to the casual fan base through and through. No casual fan is going to pay $80 to watch every MLF game when they really just want to watch St. Louis.
And you just
Nobody
mentioned...
wants to hear you call it the pitch or a kit.
No.
Or, judge me for my lingo during a soccer match, or
Or
the
a
fact that
pint.
I won't call myself a ravioli boy. There's a lot of things that I don't like about soccer.
Yeah.
It's not the on-the-field product. It's them.
Yeah,
it's
that's
the
fans.
people sitting next to me
Really?
that think they're better because they know it's called a pitch.
That's the point. Everybody, he mentioned everything but soccer. You don't like soccer because you don't like the pitch, you don't like the bars, you don't like... Well, that has nothing to do with the game. We don't like the things associated with soccer.
I don't like the standings being called a table. I don't like a goalie working on a shutout saying, I've got a clean sheet. Just
morning.
a couple things.
Is anyone on the dais going to the 2-day block party before Saturday's game? That's from Herb's Hog.
What?
This is a 2-day block party?
Doug, Metro Boomin.
Oh, I did see they did get Metro Boomin.
What's that?
Who? Not a what, but a who? I guess he's a rapper, DJ?
He's a producer.
Producer, yeah.
Doug, watch this. If Young Metro don't trust you, I'ma shoot you. Think about that.
Probably the
great.
biggest producer in hip-hop right now.
Correct. Rain
And he is from
Parkway North.
Crestwood, okay.
Drop top.
Not
Halloween.
from Crestwood.
Taliban. Wasn't that Dexter Fowler's walk-up song in
I
2017?
don't know.
Jumpman?
That's what we need is more music talking about I'm going to shoot you.
Jumpman. He's
Taliban.
he's a Jordan athlete, so that would make sense.
Think about that.
Yep.
So I guess Kodak Black was...
Kodak.
Cody, yeah.
Kodak Black was in...
He's a bear.
he was in the courtroom because I think he...
Yeah. He's had some trouble with the law in his
Yeah,
life.
his bail got revoked, but he asked the judge for a Jolly Rogers.
Jolly Rancher.
Jolly Rancher.
God bless it.
I gotta get you cue
It's his
cards or
Mad
something.
Libs.
Jolly Rogers.
I don't eat candy, but I knew it was some kind of sucker that he took.
Jolly Roger is a flag.
I mean, he's getting ready to go to jail. He says, "Can I have one of your Jolly Ranchers?"
And did he get it?
Yeah, he
Yeah, he
walked
did.
up and took a couple.
Really?
Shout out to KGNO town/newlistputis/ it's Kathy. He puts in full-time work as a part-timer, and I respect the hell out of his work ethic. Unlike someone like Warson Woods Wacko, who thinks a 9-to-5 selling whole life policies to his high school buddies from Vianney, who don't know any better, is a good way to live. That's all I have to say. That's
Oh.
Mr. Licks. That's what the Warson Woods Wacko does.
Well, it could
he
be.
sells whole life policies to his Vianney high school buddies
Vianney
who
graduates.
don't know any better.
Well, at least that's a job.
No doubt. If you get
I haven't seen the other guy in a month. Some of his takes are just so bad.
Well, whole life policy, I guess it would work for some people.
And if you went to Vianney, it's better to get a whole life policy than term? Is that the deal?
I don't know. We'd have to ask James Carlton probably about that.
Where is he?
I don't know.
Guys had a bag of crisps before listening to the chat show where the geezer says things he read last night and passes it off as his own thoughts. Why don't Girl Scouts knock on my door? I bet a soccer bar opens up. Do I need an Apple passcode? Funny concept to pass a full hour in it. You guys taking a piss? Does Kodiak Black want a Jolly Rogers? Thanks, that's our maintenance guy just got here. We're going to start masturbating during the commercial break.
No.
Don't knock, because Gus is sleeping. Doug, I don't know what I
What's
just
not
read.
any of that mean?
Kodiak.
The maintenance guy would never let us near his office without yelling at us, so.
I came in here, what was it? Was it yesterday or 2 days ago, Plowhawk, after doing a balloon party, and it looked like my bag that I carry my laptop in had somebody just shook dandruff out on it. And I go, what the hell happened while I was out there getting my ass ripped on 101 ESPN? And the Plowhawk says his buddy, Iggy's buddy, the maintenance guy, came in here, just replaced one of the ceiling tiles, bunch of crap fell down, barely said anything. The Plowhawk got up off his ladder, left, and just all hell was left behind.
He just he walked in with a ladder, put it like Tim's bag like in between like the ladder, just started cutting with like a knife, cut this thing out, left, got a new piece, put it up, and got the ladder. And I looked, and Tim's bag is just absolutely destroyed.
This guy's he's not a friend of this show, I don't think.
No.
Guys, if Mr. Licks didn't go to Priory, SLU, or MRI-CDS, he cannot make fun of Vianney. Go F yourself. That's from Stephen Wildwood. I believe he's a Golden Griffin,
Whoa.
if I'm not mistaken.
He must be. Come back at him like that.
Guys, if I refuse to chant about toasted ravioli at the Dogs game Saturday, is that something I can put on a March application for TMA Student Council President? Also, if you go to a warehouse with a bunch of other hipsters before an MLS game pretending you're Tyler Durden in Fight Club, you suck and need to choke on all the T-Ravs.
Oh.
Meanwhile, Licks is telling people he's a venture capitalist, which just consists of asking his father-in-law to replenish the bank account each month and explaining that the $1,500 Napoli bill was for quote-unquote networking. That's from Carlos Spicy Weed.
Well, yeah. Could you run up a $1,500 bill at Napoli easily?
Yes, absolutely.
Really?
Especially if they're doing a special on fillers. Good morning, lads. Go Dogs. I come in peace. I only want peace and love, but I'm afraid the breathing is out of control this morning. Again, I don't have a solution because I'm not an audio engineer. That's from Big Tuft. I honestly haven't heard a thing this morning.
No.
And I'm being as sincere as I can.
I haven't heard the wheezing. I never do hear the wheezing.
Mr. Licks absolutely did the Northwestern Mutual internship that they give up if you have a pulse, or give out if you have a pulse. That's from the Hunchback of On Castle. Is that right? He did the Northwestern Mutual internship?
I don't know. It's a good company, though.
Doug, drop them drawers and I'll give you a sloppy Jolly Rogering?
What in the world that mean?
314?
What in the world?
Tim, I'll Venmo you money for a round trip of ferry passes. Just let me know a day/evening and I'll make sure I have all the kids out of the house. Safe travels. That's from Scott Sprinkled Ballsack.
Oh, man, he's inviting you into his home. You got to figure out where the peninsula is.
Yeah.
You just take a ferry?
Then I take the ferry across the old man.
And then you just
The
show
old
up.
miss.
Here
And
I
then I
am.
just show up, and then I service his wife, and then I leave. How do I approach this with my wife?
Don't tell her.
Yeah, I guess that's the move. That's what's been going on for thousands of years.
Yeah, that's
You know, why are you going to change the formula?
Stephen Wildwood is my favorite caller. Mr. Licks went to Hillsborough High. Thanks, Warren Woods Wacko. Hillsborough has a high school?
Yes, they sure do. And a nice lake. It's a nice lake. There's some beautiful houses on the lake out there in Hillsborough.
Is that near Eureka?
Not really, no.
Never been to Hillsborough.
Way to do a remote.
South.
South? Okay.
Yeah. Jefferson County.
So down there by Imperial.
How about this, Iggy? You're going to be happy for this. I'm getting real sick and tired of people targeting Iggy. I've never heard the breathing, I'm Team Stroh. That's from Mr. Fong, owner of the Dildo Shop.
That's nice.
So there's a business owner right there.
I asked for a job at that dildo factory.
Clip that off.
Well, I asked Biff for it, never got any. And I think it's done, isn't it?
Doug, is the dildo factory done?
I don't know.
It's already closed?
Where is it?
Yeah, it's probably out of business already, but...
Is that the one in
I thought
California?
that's what you meant by saying done. It's already...
I think Biff said it was built and he was running it, but
You just want a job behind the counter selling?
why not?
It's a good business where they located
I said I'll take
at.
$50,000 a year. Of course,
That's not what they pay retail.
I'd be living in a studio apartment in the hills somewhere with nothing but murders around.
Kind of like here.
Yeah.
I was going to say, it's no different. At least you got
It's a better
weather.
climate.
Except it's warm.
You can go watch the Lake Show or the Clip Show. Rammies, Chargers.
Hop on over to a weekend there in Vegas and just chill.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a lot of people selling retail that make $50,000 a year, though.
Yeah,
More like a part-time
Well,
job.
Fong has money, so he would pay me that.
Well, and also, you're in a dildo factory. I'm assuming there are porn companies that are buying and renting that kind of equipment. If I owned one, it'd definitely be a rental system for sure.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You rent dildos?
Who's gonna
Well, I
rent
would
that?
sanitize it and have a whole system, but I think paying $600-700 for a couple dildos or paying $250 a day to rent them, I think that's a business model I'd hop on.
No, I think if a woman's buying one, she wants one.
Well, I meant just
Wow.
like if it's like for a porn movie or like a scene where they're only going to use it maybe a day.
Oh, they probably have their own, but they do that too. They probably wash them. They don't tell the porn star this is a used one, but I'm sure they are.
Oh,
Doug, caller Buzz is on the phone.
Okay, let's hear what he's got to say.
636-9004 TMA. Buzz. He was the one who was talking about Taylor Blake and fishing in the dark. Am I right? Good morning, Buzz.
hello, Buzz.
Morning, boys.
Well, what's the problem?
No, there's no
He's going.
I can't hear you.
problem.
Are you there? Buzz.
Hello.
Yes.
Mayday.
Yes, I hear you now.
Oh, I said I'm all good. Me and the wife fished in the dark today to Taylor Blake, and I'm feeling good this morning.
Do you guys pleasure each other with your hands every night?
Oh,
So it's our own hands. At the same time, and it's not every night, but it's a good way to either get the day started, or it's a way to end a busy day because you're kind of tired, but you also want to, have a little intimacy.
You always like hand play, bro?
I mean, no, but I do like sporting at times, but there's a time for each.
Who is Taylor Blake? I'm not familiar with her work.
Yeah, I just handed the phone over to the wife and said, pick your poison, and she found Taylor Blake. She's this blonde. It was a lesbian boot camp video, so I was all about it. And there was some Pac-Manning going on, and it was great.
Nice. Very nice.
well, it's Pac-Manning.
Do you know what the big Pac-Man does to the little ones?
Yeah.
Yep.
What does he do?
Yep.
Chomps down on
Yum. Yeah.
Is your wife into other women, sir?
See, that's the thing, Tim. Like virtually, yes, but as far as like turning it into the real world, I'm having a hell of a time making that conversion, and I don't
know what you're saying there. You're very relatable to me, Buzz.
I don't know what the trick is, and
I don't know.
you can't come off too aggressive because then it turns them off.
I agree. I've absolutely destroyed any chance by being so annoying by talking about it hourly. 100%.
So I'm kind of like you, waiting for it to happen organically, but I'm not hopeful that that's gonna. I don't know. If you have any secrets, let me know.
No, I mean I've failed miserably here. I've got nothing. I know.
I'm in the same spot. Virtually, yes, talking about it all the time and during the moment, but like as far as like when I bring it up, I'm a creep. So I don't know. I don't know what the play is.
But yet she pleasures herself to Taylor Blake.
Yeah.
So she's certainly curious. Doug, she likes Graphic Sapphic.
And Pac-Man?
And Pac-Man, correct. That's correct.
Okay.
I got just a couple things to go around the day. And then
Okay,
I'll hop off.
real quick.
I didn't make the murderous row of 10 callers yesterday. You had some good ones there. That's why we do have a developmental league that I keep bringing up.
All right.
Jackson, it's huge for the Tigers to get a 6th seed, in my opinion. Do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it'd be huge. I don't think it's likely.
Oh, man, but I just think it's that important for us to not play a 1 or a 2 in that second round just because of the wins that we have. I just think a 6th seed, we need to run in that SEC tournament. So
Hey, you gotta play the best teams to cut down the nets any way you slice it. So
man,
I just want a deep run, and I think that 6th seed is essential. So
fair enough.
That's my point there.
Okay, good
Icky,
point.
have you watched the show Outer Banks?
Who was that directed to, Caller Buzz?
Iggy or anybody?
No. Been to the Outer Banks many times.
Is there a question?
Do you watch the show Outer Banks?
I've never heard of it.
It's on Netflix. It's like kind of like for high schoolers, I think, but it's kind of like the Goonies. But there's an actress on this show that is an absolute smoke show.
All right, I'm going to look this up. The bottom of it, Outer Banks.
Her name's Madeline Renee Klein, I believe, and oh my goodness.
Oh.
Let me ask you
Oh,
this,
God.
and anybody on the dais as well. Did you ever watch True Detective?
Yeah,
on
sure.
HBO. Did you watch the first season?
Yeah, Alexandra Daddario.
That's the one that's in episode 2 where she takes her top off and he's got him handcuffed?
Forget about it.
Is that her?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Oh, wow.
I talk about Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah.
That top came off last night. I said, oh, these can't be real.
She was in White Lotus season 1.
Yeah,
She is?
Yeah, she's
with
like the
Sydney
main character.
Sweeney.
Yeah.
I was hoping something was going to happen there.
Yeah, and she's in Why Women Kill, the show I discussed on Paramount Plus.
I didn't know her name.
I think I found this Madeline Klein. I don't know, Caller Buzz. I mean, certainly beautiful, but just kind of I don't know. Already,
Really?
It's already had clearly had a bunch of stuff already done, and
You think so? I think those are natural lips.
no.
I'll bet you on that, Jim. Natural lips.
Well, I mean, I enjoy a good wager for no purpose, but I don't know how we're actually going to get a verdict.
Well, if there's money involved, I'll reach out to her and find out.
I'll dig in. I'll dig into some
Didn't I
research.
bet you on something? Did I bet you?
Yeah, we bet on the national title game.
Yeah, and I gave you, what, 5 to
No,
1
we
or
bet
something
on the
on
semifinals.
TCU beating, who'd they beat? Michigan.
Yeah, and then I free rolled it into I mistakenly free rolled it into the Georgia game.
And I think I gave you 5 to 1.
Yeah, it was hard to pass up. But,
No, I don't blame you.
He pay you?
but it was
No, I was down whatever we bet. I don't know what we bet. What did we bet?
I think it was 52 to 1.
52 to 1 on TCU beating Michigan, and he won that. And then I said, I'll give you 5 to 1 if TCU wins straight up against Georgia. So it was giving him better odds because I think TCU was like plus 350 or plus 400. But if you watched the game flow of TCU Michigan, you recognize that was ham and egg, and it was
Did not
highly
even get
unlikely
it.
to happen again.
Did not get a sweat. Just a couple of things. Doug, The Bachelor this year stinks. He's milk toast, and I can't stand it.
Yeah.
You still watching Bachelor, Doug?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, I can't stand him. I can't watch it this year.
Okay.
He's boring, and it just shows that you could put like a dummy, just like a doll there, and the girls will flock to him. So you need someone that you at least can be like, oh, I can see why they like him. But he's absolutely just not funny, not attractive. He probably does have a big wiener, but other than that,
you don't know.
Supple.
That's all I got there. And two other things.
Doug, two more things. This is called
Okay.
Buzz.
Gosh, these calls are
Tim, I
long.
am pro tongue punching.
Oh.
You talking about getting your ass eaten, man?
Yeah, well, yes, Yeah,
So your wife likes to do that?
No. It's happened to me once
By the way, I'm
before,
free betting it.
and it was
Respectful.
It was wild. It was a wild experience. But my theory is, right, sporting is good. All right, that's premise one. Premise two, tongue punching is sporting.
Oh.
Therefore,
Wow, this is like an
tongue
ACT
punching
test.
is good.
And you said your wife didn't do it?
No, this was that girl. I told this story. Like, I went over there, and She had a bunch of chains that I didn't know about, and she walked me around her bed like a dog, and it made me bark like. Woof, woof.
And then she went from dom to straight sub by tossing your salad? Wow, what a change of roles so quickly, magically, wonderful.
I'm telling you,
Doesn't seem consistent. I guess I got to 3-bet that too. You got a lot of action out here.
But I do like. I don't like seeing it on the video because I don't like to see a grown man put his knees above his head.
So she shot video of you getting your salad tossed? I don't want to see that either, Buzz. You're a lovely gentleman, but I don't want to see it.
I'm saying that like on the site, I don't like seeing a grown man go into happy baby pose.
Yeah, especially a guy I text with like Manuel. Like I don't want to see a guy who's in my contacts list getting his ass eaten. That's just a principle for me.
No,
that's a slew thing.
I don't like that. Once the knees go above the head, I'm out.
I couldn't agree with you more. I feel so strongly about it. I hate this trend in adult. It's destroyed pictures for me, Doug. I hate it. I can't believe it continues to go on. I'm out. If the knees go up and there's the gentleman, Doug, with that hairier hole.
Oh.
And here comes the lass who I was like, man, she's fine. And the next thing I know, there she goes. I go, well, that'll wrap it up for me. I'm out.
But a girl
soft cow be damned, I say.
A girl willing to do that, the possibilities are endless, and that excites me. So there's some positive stuff there on that front. But yeah, knees above the head, get out, run.
What are the possibilities? You may fart. You may.
No, I mean like she'll do other things. She'll do other things.
Oh, okay.
Like she's that sporting. Like that's like the mountaintop of sporting, in my opinion.
I think it's a valley.
And I mean, if you bring up anything else, like I'll sit on your face, and she's like, yes. She'll say yes to about anything at that point. That's what I'm getting at. And then the last thing.
That's what he's getting at. Like that was an important point or something.
He's going around the desk.
I can see that.
And the last thing, Iggy, I don't hear the whistles. I really don't.
Look at that, Iggy, another endorsement.
I listen all the time. I don't hear the whistles. So, and also our community needs to start getting ready because this is like the dark episode of Game of Thrones with soccer guys as the White Walkers, and we are ready to defend the castle because the war is coming, and we need to.
Plowhawk is our Jon Snow.
Yes, and the Ravioli Boys are approaching. You can smell
this Ravioli Boys thing might be real. I might have lost my stack.
I'm telling you, they're coming in their bare feet and their vapes, and they're coming for us. And we need to get ready to defend the castle against the hardcore soccer boys in our community. So it's coming, Plowsy. Be our leader.
Oh, they're already here, man. Trust me.
Is it possible
that called the Pitch coming? It's already over for the city.
Pitch Athletic Club. Is it possible that the fans could be known as the Ravioli Boys and the team could be known as the Dogs?
Oh, Doug, you're the great compromiser.
Yeah.
I refuse
the war started. There's no compromise.
Oh, is that right?
Battle up. Keep your knees below your head.
No,
all right, boys, I'm out.
Doug, that was caller Buzz.
Get out.
Good call.
He's starting off March as the favorite.
I don't know. He brought up some rough subjects.
Good morning. Buzz's wife watches female porn likely because of the incredible amount of weight this sow is carrying from his food intake. He has detailed painstakingly in detail. Thanks. It's from Ken's wedding
He
toast.
sounded heavy. Yeah.
So Buzz is into guys, right? That's from Joan Jett's groping hand.
Yeah.
Guys, does this guy understand The Bachelor is less real than WWE? That's from Suckboy Tony of Soulard. Buzz talks like the Family Guy character who was going to hook up with his girlfriend in the woods, but she saw Bigfoot. I think his girl's tongue was up his sleeve no less than an hour ago.
Oh.
That's from Alan Dadeville. He poisoned a tree down at Auburn.
What about the hepatitis risk?
Oh, no, at that point, if you're doing that.
Jackson Gareth, Herb, Sweet Kai, Private Citizen Pete, they ever talk about this phenomenon? I go to Jackson for the representation of the 24-year-olds.
I think one of my buddies got tossed.
Cut that off.
Wow.
And he's like, don't knock it till you try it. That's what he told me. He's like, don't knock it till you try. I can't remember who it was. It certainly wasn't one of the cast of nicknames I've given.
It's terrible for both.
Frog Dad?
So you can guess all day. I cannot remember who told me this.
What's this fella's name?
But I think they said that they really, it was like they were hesitant going into it, but then They enjoyed it.
That happens. Isn't the kissing out for the rest of the night?
Yeah, you would think.
Now you got to brush your teeth.
Well, hold on. I'm going to brush my teeth, and we'll get back at it.
No way.
Brush with Clorox.
No way. I would feel so bad for Madison having to go down to that dwelling.
Oh,
Dwelling. What a wonderful word. Dwelling.
Go through the vines.
What if you start making out with her and you feel one of your shrubs caught in her teeth?
That or
That happened to Larry David, didn't it?
Yeah.
Those saying, you know how many? I'm gonna throw it out there. It's gonna sound really bad, but those shrubs have been there for probably 1,000 poops, 2,000 poops.
I'll take the over.
They're just now embedded. I don't care how clean you think you're getting them. Those things have been surrounded their entire wispy lives.
That's their dwelling.
Yeah, and to go down to their dwelling and to think you're gonna have a good time.
Dwelling.
I thought you manscaped all those out of there.
Yeah, but you still got the stubs. Like the stub, like that is, it's
Is
just
that a barbecue sauce?
Stubbies.
Stubbies, yeah, little different.
Caller Buzz, early nominee for Listener of the Month. The comment, quote, "They're coming barefoot with their vapes," was gold. That's from Beer Cats. Well, that's huge. That's like an endorsement. From a former winner of the Milagro Tequila Listener of the Month to give already a recommendation for Caller Buzz to be the winner.
Yeah. I don't know where that's coming from, too. I went out to smoke in between acts Sunday night, and I was the only one smoking. There were 100 people out there. There's like 99 people vaping. I don't know. I guess that's a new thing.
Yeah.
Guys, can I have the name Plowboy's Dwelling in the text inbox?
Sure.
Jackson,
We're going to lose Big Daddy Butt Stuff 69.
That's a good one.
Just to be clear, guys, are we anti-tossing even if the girl is the receiver? Or are we only on this position when the man with the hairier hole is the receiver? My position is particular to stag, that if I'm watching a scene and all of a sudden a lass I'm attracted to, like my girl Ella Reese, Doug, who Jackson loves to see on her Instagram feed.
Yeah.
She's very active.
The most active I've ever seen in my life.
Or Abigail Mack. All of a sudden, if one of those two ladies starts going to Manuel's dwelling, I sell my stock. That's my official position. Now, if Manuel goes and handles their dwelling, no problem whatsoever. Is that a double standard? Should I be canceled today on Twitter? If so,
you should be.
I have take me out. Take me out. It's a perfect day to do it.
Yeah.
I'll be traveling. But my position is one that if the gentleman lifts his knees and the collagen, the filler, hits his star, I'm out. That's where I am.
You know
and I feel good about that position. This is a position my children will be proud of in 20 years.
Collagen hits the star.
You know what's worse is when they try to take care of two with one.
Oh.
When they get on all fours and then he like pulls it behind in between. And then she starts
Doug, now I don't know what's going on.
Then she starts taking care of one, then goes to the other, back and forth.
Yeah, that's when. Yeah, nope. Not doing any of that.
Plowboy's out.
Yeah, that's
his dwelling. Plowboy's dwelling.
Dude, are you kidding me? Poop comes out of there, man. I'm sorry. I'm going to be that immature, and I guess I'm, not sporting. That's fine.
Guys, didn't Wandering Bear solve Larry David's problem or of something caught in his throat? That's from Carl Ellen.
Pretty sure.
I do think it was Wandering Bear.
Yeah, pretty sure. He was giving a speech and he had to try to honk it out.
Who was the girl he pleasured?
Cheryl Hines, his wife.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, she would later hook up with Ted Danson.
I thought he was after the divorce.
Ted Danson.
Friend of the show.
God. Why would he?
Guest on the morning grind, I believe. Kat asked him about Whoopi Goldberg. He said, that's it's an awkward question.
That's great.
Well, it's a great show, so it would stand to reason. All right, speaking of which, it's 8:37, so we ought to wrap up this 7 o'clock hour. Brought to you by Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota. Send your emails in for the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. This is the Ryan Kelly Morning After.
TMA wants to send you to Evolution Festival, a new elevated music festival experience coming to Forest Park August 26th and 27th, featuring the Black Keys and the Black Crows. Plus Brandy Carlisle and Harper and the Innocent Criminals, Brittany Howard, Ice Cube, Morgan Wade, and more. This is our town. This is our time. This is our evolution. Tickets for this elevated bourbon and barbecue experience over 2 days in Forest Park are on sale now. But you can win your way in on the TMA app. If you don't have it, find out how to get it at TMASTL.com. Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
Whoever said there's nothing new under the sun hasn't been to the new Press Restaurant, located near Jefferson and 44 next to the Lucky Accomplice, and features the soon-to-be-famous Smash Pizza. What's a Smash Pizza? It's a pizza stuffed with toppings, pressed, then topped with even more local farm ingredients. Located just 5 minutes from our baseball, hockey, and soccer venues, Press is open Thursday through Monday with daily specials 4 to 6, and they can cater your business lunch or dinner, with delivery available on Postmates and Uber Eats. Who says there's nothing new under the sun? Check out the new Press Restaurant today.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with Ryan Kelly. And Ryan, this is a unique time right now. Times are tight for everybody, but that is where you can help people out.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, we talk to homeowners every single day at the office, and I'm no different. You know, things just cost a lot of money. And I remember you and I talking about 2 years ago when Christmas trees, of all things, I remember the conversation. They're like $250 to the Christmas lot, and people were talking supply chain issues or this or that. And I was just like, holy cow, how do you afford a $250 Christmas tree? And now you just think about everything, $4 for some milk and this. And the sad part is our income just isn't, they're not keeping up with it. You know, and you hear these numbers like going up 7%. And this, but did your income go up to keep up with it? And the unfortunate truth is so many people have not kept up with that. So it falls on the credit cards. And in America right now, we just topped $940 billion in credit card debt. And that's great if you're a greedy credit card company. But if you're a homeowner, it makes paying the bills tough. We can help you get back on track. Learn more about a cash out refinance today at thehomeloanexpert.com.
Okay. Hot takes.
Yeah.
Pepperoncini. And now the Pepperoncini Show with Darren Atkins and Ken Stroh. All right, take it, fellas.
There it is. That's the open.
Pepperoncini.
We don't know what it is. We don't understand the name. We just know it's stupid. And it's available every weekday, featuring Iggy and the Plowboy. Apparently it's some kind of a podcast or something. Available at TMASTL.com and on the TMASTL mobile app. Whatever. Want to see Guns N' Roses? Yep, Guns N' Roses, the most dynamic, dangerous, and definitive American rock band in history to this day. Coming to Busch Stadium Saturday, September 9th. Tickets are on sale now. And if you want to go for free, you've got to get the TMA app and create an account. Or log in if you already have it. Guns N' Roses. Find out more at TMASTL.com.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan of TMA, and we are thrilled to have another new sponsor on board the show. A couple of guys I have gotten to know. Longo Biggs, Injury Law, Doug Biggs, and C.D. Longo here with me. And C.D., one of the things that I want our audience to know is this. When people get injured in an accident, they don't necessarily know what to do, and that's where you guys come into play.
Yeah, Tim, it can be a very confusing process. If you get hurt in a car accident or injured some other way, people do not know what to do. They don't even know how to start a claim. We're going to take the hassle out of your hands and make the entire process very easy. Injury cases are potentially worth a lot of money. We're going to make sure you get every dollar you deserve. We're very excited to be part of the TMA family. We're hoping to have a lot of fun with this. If you or a loved one do get injured, please remember us at Longo Biggs Injury Law. You can visit our website at longobiggs.com, and that is Biggs with 2 G's.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
This summer, they are coming back.
You know where you are?
For you.
You're in the jungle, baby.
Guns N' Roses, live. North America 2023. Saturday, September 9th, Busch Stadium. Tickets are on sale now at LiveNation.com. Finally, back in North America. Don't miss Guns N' Roses.
Hey, you want to see Kevin James September 27th at Stiefel Theater? Just go to the TMA app or get it and sign in if you don't have it. And you can win tickets to Kevin James, the Irregardless Tour, September 27th at Stiefel Theater.
By the way, quick announcement to the lactose intolerant community. If I offer you ice cream and you can't have any, just say no thank you. I don't need to know the havoc dairy products are going to wreak on your bowels.
Tickets on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. Find out more at TMASTL.com.
I mean, what the hell is going on?
The Ryan Kelly Morning After.
KPN-TFM, HD2.
Collinsville, St. Louis.
Yeah, you're right. This is the sickest Ween Wednesday. It's Ryan Kelly Morning After. Appliance discounters 8 o'clock hour. Timothy Michael McKernan, Douglas Sullivan Vaughn, the Plowhawk Action Jackson. Ken Strode is on assignment. Corporate called from Minneapolis, St. Paul, and I think they wanted to review the second quarter budget with Iggy and Tommy Madden and John Kiowski. So he was called into a meeting with the
Iggy
executives.
taking lead as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would assume that's the case. He functions as a bit of a CFO around here.
That's correct. He does.
That's why it took so long for Apple to download on a computer.
That's right. That was one of the biggest issues. That ground business to a halt around here.
Right.
Hey, apply to be the TMA Listener of the Month. You just found out Natty Nate won the month of February, giving Illinois 2 wins with Beer Cats and Natty Nate so far in the Milagro Tequila Listener of the Month. Welcome to a brighter side of tequila with Milagro. We have 4 TMA app contests going on right now. Win tickets to see Kevin James on the Irregardless Tour. That's Wednesday, September 27th at Stiefel Theater. Tickets on sale Friday at 10 a.m. Then another TMA app contest. Download the TMA app. It's the bee's knees, and it's easy to communicate with the show now. Just hit send message, so you can communicate with the show, and it stands out even more than the texts. Win tickets to see Guns N' Roses on Saturday, September 9th at Busch Stadium. Those tickets are on sale now. You can register to win those on the TMA app. Also register to win the TMA app. Tickets to Evolution Festival, August 26th and 27th at Forest Park. Live music from the Black Keys, Brandy Carlisle, Ice Cube, and more. And then another TMA app contest. Win 4 tickets to the Billikens against Dayton on Friday. It's the Billiken Blue Out featuring a rally towel giveaway for the first 5,000 fans. Plus, Red Panda will be performing at halftime. It's all on the TMA app. What else do we have going on here? Oh, Jeremy Rutherford's going to be with us at 9 o'clock. Presented by Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies. He's going to be in studio. And we're giving away Guns N' Roses tickets for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. We've been talking about the Plowboys dwelling. We've been talking about apparent backlash directed towards this show and our listeners from some in the St. Louis soccer community for the name Dogs. They want it to be the Ravioli Boys with a Z.
I've decided that is pronoun insensitive. To
Oh,
call
wow.
Ravioli Boys. What about the girls? What about non-binary?
Nice, Doug.
What about the cisgenders?
And when you say dogs, you mean pit bulls. You mean greyhounds.
All the
You mean
dogs,
inclusive.
all the
All of
players,
them.
Right.
all the hustlers.
But apparently you have to be a boy to be a ravioli boy.
Wow.
I don't even know if these guys should be allowed to have social media accounts of any kind.
You want me to use my burners to get them taken out?
Yes, please.
No problem.
People think I have a burner because I have Drinkowitz as my...
Oh, did you switch Drinkowitz off your...
No, I still have it, but I think people still think it's like a burner account. So I'll do my best to cancel them as well.
Yeah, they need it for this offense.
Nice, real nice. Ken Strode rejoins us. It's time for the Mug and Ass Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown.
Oh, okay.
Iggy,
Well,
get
I've
to
got
go
a bunch of data in front of me here, Iggy. Doug, as you know, the Hawk is going to be up tomorrow and Friday and even Saturday, I understand.
Yeah.
Which means I'm probably going to be focused just around chipping and putting. I don't want to deal with those Florida winds just yet to get my piercing ball flight.
Well, maybe you practice in it so that when you're out there on the course and it's windy, you'll know what to do.
Or you get that handicap up.
I know. I do need to get that handicap up. This is the time of year where I lose my ass. But they're going to be dealing with that in Orlando as well, where this event is. This is in Orlando, right, Iggy? It's in the Orlando area, isn't it?
Yeah, it's at Arnie's place, Bay Hill.
Bay Hill. Doug, the Hawk is going to be up. So I know you were saying you're going to look at the tee times and then pick players with those Thursday
I'm not
morning
looking
tee
at
times.
anything. I look away when I pick these names.
Well, sometimes.
No, all the time.
You were looking away at last week's roster, I know that.
It's
I
the
look
Mug
away
and
at
Ass Daily
every
Fantasy
roster.
Sports Showdown. It's about to go down. Iggy, you've won 4 in a row. Is that correct?
I think so.
Three in a row. I
Three
think.
in a row.
And what is the record for the year, Jackson?
Iggy is up
4-3.
4-3.
It proves it's a game of skill.
It doesn't. It proves that it's mostly wild luck.
I've
About
got
50-50.
proof that Engineered Design Facilities are the best because people are texting into the text inbox, and you can email them at fire@edf-rg.com, and they'll have a technician come out and provide a free evaluation of your system and offer the most competitive contract pricing in the market. You can also check them out anytime at edf-rg.com. What they are? The official commercial fire alarm services and solutions provider of TMA. EDF is Missouri and Illinois preferred full-service vendor for licensed and certified professional servicing, monitoring, and testing for fire alarm services and systems, fire suppression systems, fire alarm system monitoring services, tenant improvements and construction, security access and monitoring services. It's Engineered Design Facilities, sponsor the text inbox here on the Ryan Kelly Morning After, and we are in the Appliance Discounters 8 o'clock hour. If you are in the market for an appliance, look no further than Appliance Discounters and their 80,000 square foot warehouse full of GE appliances and other major brands ready for delivery. Shop online at theappliancediscounters.com, where pricing has been adjusted to beat all the competition. I got a dishwasher from there back in January. Doug, you've bought 12 ranges in the last month because you love
At least
ranges.
maybe a baker's dozen.
That's right. You can get them at theappliancediscounters.com, sponsor of our 8 o'clock hour. I'm a client. Doug's a client. Say, friends, why don't you become a client of the Appliance Discounters? Iggy, you got the box first because you are on a heater right now. Let's head to Bay Hill.
Okay.
Tim, I went this week. I went with ball strikers.
As opposed to the weeks you go with guys who don't hit the ball very well.
Correct.
I look at stats, Doug, and some
Sure.
guys are better than others.
Think about that.
They're all ball strikers.
I went for guys that.
It's word salad to say ball striker.
No, the stat I looked at this week, Doug, was 200 yards in iron play.
Okay.
And I got some strong iron players.
Have you?
Yeah. Anytime I can get this guy for 7,500.
Uh-oh.
The way he's been playing.
Invaded by the Chalk Diddy Chalk.
I'm going with Tommy Fleetwood.
Tommy Fleet, Doug.
Okay.
Doug, you have said this to me privately, but I'm gonna air it publicly. You've said, beware of cheap chalk.
I've never said that.
Okay.
This week I'm going to try to pull blindly some shot sculptors because I think that's what it's going to take to win this one. Siwoo Kim.
Shaking that ass, shaking that ass. Siwoo, shaking that ass, shaking that ass, shaking that ass.
Okay.
Siwoo. Jordan Spieth sings that.
He's 7,500.
Low owned. Wow. You and Iggy both go with a 7,500 player.
Well, I
but
didn't
Doug
go with him. He just showed up on
more
my
game
hand.
theory with your pick because Siwoo is expected to be about 2.38% owned, whereas Tommy Fleet around 15%.
Okay.
That's still not bad. As long as I don't get up there in the 24 range. Next, another guy just hits fairways and greens.
Does he? That's all he does.
I'm hoping his putting comes around this week, but he's played well here in the past.
Word salad.
Keegs.
Keegs?
Keegan Bradley.
Bradley. Keegan Bradley.
Doug, you've noticed that he's had a wide delta here over the last few months. He either has a top 10 or he's missing cuts. What do you think's going on?
I haven't noticed anything at all about him. I haven't watched. Okay, here's a name. Let's see what that is. Oh, Andrew Putnam.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, he's a guy that'll pop up there and then pop down there.
Oh, Andrew Putnam.
Ah, yes, there.
There.
Well, I don't get to pick who I get.
Yeah, you just did pick.
Blindly.
Andrew
You get to do research.
A guy who has, I don't know, uncharacteristically had a few bad tournaments.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
Started
Going
out-
against form.
Yeah, and well, he started out like he ended last year, and I just think he's due to have a great week. I'm going with Matthew Fitzpatrick.
You want to try to say that last name again?
Please don't clip that off. I don't even know what I said. I try to put Matthew Fitzpatrick and kind of intertwine the name.
Yeah, you tried to be dramatic about your pick.
I had no idea. And the man won the U.S. Open, and I didn't know who he was right there.
You said it in italics.
Matthew Fitzpatrick.
Doug, with the Hawk expected to be up, Matthew Fitzpatrick will be popular. Iggy going with these wind grinders so far.
I got Rory McIlroy.
Oh,
10,600.
I mean, he is the third most expensive player this week, and that's because John Rahm and Scotty Scheffler are above him. But Rory McRib, 10,600, is expected to be the highest-owned player. But you know what? With you zigging and zagging on Siwoo shaking that ass and Andrew Putnam, you've differentiated, and you've put yourself in position to win the million.
Well, we'll see. We'll see about that.
And I believe he's won here before. I know he's played well here. I think he might have won at Bay Hill. Either way, congrats to you.
Congrats. I just pulled it blindly.
I know, congrats. Out of all the people in that box.
Oh, and there it is. That's an accusation.
God bless.
156
You watch
names
me
in that
turn my head and pull a name out.
120 this week.
Isn't it? That was 130 actually.
Doug?
Could be wrong because I think they said there's no.
Who's your next player?
There's no alternate list.
Who you got?
Because they have so many people in the field. I could be wrong. I'm always leery when I make this pick. This is mainly because he's a good ball striker, but he's played well here in the past. I think he's got 3 straight top 20s here. I'm going with Hatton.
Tyrrell Hatton, Doug. Very calm on the golf course. Doesn't lose it. And he will enjoy dealing with wind and water this weekend.
Okay. Xander Schauffele.
Oh, my God. What is going on here today?
9,200.
Yeah, you better start picking some 6,000s here.
I did already. I got Putnam.
He's got 16,000 left with just 2 players.
does he?
My God. And again, I mean, this is what I would imagine if the Wizard is listening, and the Wizard texted me during the commercial break, he's going to say this is a sharp lineup. Yeah, you've got the chalk with Rory, but the differentiation with Xander, Putnam, and Siwoo shaking that ass.
Yeah.
This might be a millionaire winner here this weekend.
Well, I'd like to do it for the children in our community.
In education.
Yeah. And your first 2 aren't
in
slouches.
Neighborhoods.
And your first 2 aren't slouches. It's not like last week's roster. I mean, you had no shot at winning last week.
Well, you never know.
Yeah, I knew.
You didn't
I texted Jackson, says the worst lineup he's ever picked.
Well, but you never know.
And you missed 5 cuts.
But you didn't know that was going to happen.
I'll just keep playing him. I mean, he's going to win eventually.
No.
He's kind of been hit and miss lately.
Who you got?
I'm going with Cam Young.
Cam Young.
Cam Young, Doug. 8,700.
Okay.
Guess he's going Rahm on the final pick. I'm trying to do the math in my head.
Aaron Wise.
No. There's a high delta guy, maybe one of the highest deltas out there for a relative no-name for the casual golf fan. He's a guy, as you know, he can pop up in a top 10, or he can go out there and not be around on Saturday and Sunday.
Oh.
You're in this weekend to try to win the million. You're not in to min cash, and it's fun to see you going for it.
Well, I wanted shot sculptors.
Yep. And you did. Just pick one.
Yeah.
I don't even care who your last pick is. I think we got a barn burner here. Been playing well. And there's nobody, I don't think there's anybody better on tour from tee to green.
Really?
Yeah. His putter's just like Bradley. His putting's got to come around and win. Sung J M.
Sung J M. Okay.
Is that your last player?
Yeah.
Huh. I guess you went balanced lineup this week then.
I did.
You stayed out of the nines. Sungjae's not even in the nines, I don't think.
Keith Mitchell.
Oh, yeah.
And another good pick.
Wow. Boy, Doug. I got to tell you.
It's a good roster.
This is an intriguing roster as far as really winning. Now, it could of course be a debacle.
Sure it
but
could.
But you've
You
got a
never
lot of guys who have high ceilings that will be low owned. Minus Roderick McRib, who, of course, has a high ceiling but will be heavily owned. But you've differentiated with Putnam, Siwoo shaking that ass, Xander, and who did I miss? Who did I leave out? Yeah,
Wise.
Aaron Wise. Why'd you do that this week?
Because that's who I picked. I blindly picked names.
What do they have Schauffele as far as ownership?
About 8%.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, this fluctuates throughout the day based on how many people. You know, there's a formula that's used to project ownerships.
Doug, you did a good job this week.
Well, I didn't do a good job. I did a lucky job. And usually lucky is just as good as doing your research.
Well, I think the stats will prove that wrong.
I don't know about that.
I've won every year.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have.
It's been about even.
Well, about even, but it's not
that's
even.
what I mean. It's about even, whether you pick blindly or whether you do research. It's about the
Shane
same.
Lowry's only at 7.57 at 7,900. I would have thought that would have been with the wind and. Jeez, I don't want to say that on the air. Not that it matters here, but that strikes me as a hell of a value play.
You know who plays well here
High
better,
ceiling.
almost as much as anybody in this field?
Who?
And I almost picked him, but I didn't because of last week. Chris Kirk plays tremendously.
He does.
Why don't you pick him?
Because I don't pick guys that just come off a win. They usually have a tendency to.
It cost you with Tony Finau or Rivina, yeah, but Chris Kirk is very vocal about being sober now, and so he was not imbibing.
Well, that's true. But
he does play well. He's one of the best players at Bay Hill.
Yeah, but you come off that high of winning.
I get the thought process. Yeah, he finished 5th last year, 8th the year before, didn't play in 20, and then 15th and 13th. In his form of recent events, he won last week, 67th the week before, and then 3rd and 3rd. So form and course history, and Doug, this guy's a ball striker too.
But you chose not to pick him.
And he was only like 7,900.
Yeah, I don't pick guys that won like before.
No,
I'm
they
gonna
got to prove more than that to you.
I got 100 rosters to build, and I'm going to build them on the flight. That's what I'm going to do. Handmade rosters, all to lose every single dollar I put in.
Yeah.
Woot, woot.
Well, you got time on the plane to put that all together.
Ah, it's like Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Yeah, give you something to do. Next thing you know, your roster's done and you're landing.
Nice.
Okay.
Doug, it's a calm flight with a 1-year-old and a 5-year-old.
You got to buy 3 tickets?
That's correct.
And maybe you have some headwind. You can get there quicker.
A tailwind would get you there quicker.
That's right.
You fly faster from the west to the east in the United States, right?
Usually, yeah. It's usually where the winds are blowing.
I was looking at a Las Vegas flight, and to get there, it's like 3.5 hours, but to come back, it's 3 hours and 5 minutes. How about that? Fun facts for no one tell. Think about that.
You wouldn't think the wind would make that big a difference to a big, huge, heavy airplane.
But alas.
But it does.
Look at our flight, our 2 flights going down to Jamaica. We landed like 15 minutes earlier on both flights. We had tailwind.
Well, we were going almost due south at that point.
Yeah, but we're not going west.
No.
Think about that.
It's a fascinating topic, for sure.
Guys, Divots is opening for Los Lonely Boys Saturday before the Dogs game at the Mobile on the Run on Southampton. Thanks, that's from Mr. Slade.
I wish.
You'd go to the Mobile on the Run and watch a concert? Hang out near one of the gas pumps?
Well, I heard when I was working with Tommy and Delmar Hall to bring in Los Lonely Boys and call it TMA Presents. It would be a TMA thing. TMA is proud to welcome Los Lonely Boys to St. Louis. And then the guy from Delmar Hall called their manager, Los Lonely Boys manager, and nothing happened. But then I talked to somebody who is kind of with the band. Not in the band, not the manager, somebody associated with the band. And I said, how are you're only playing like 5 dates in Texas? You haven't played in 2 years. It's kind of like your welcome back tour. You're working on a new album, and you're only doing 4 dates? And he told me what they're asking for to play. And I said, really? That's how much money you're asking to play each event? He goes, yeah. We're not going to play any events less than that. I said, nothing against you because you know I love this band. You're not going to get many dates.
No.
And lo and behold, they have 4 dates.
Well, Heaven was...
Yeah, they won a Grammy, right?
Best new artist?
Like 20 years ago. Best...
Price of the Brick goes up.
Best song by a duo or group, pop, I think. They were up against some good competition that year, too.
You got more?
But they figured we're going to go out and play. We're not just going to go play for little money. This is what we're going to charge, and whoever wants to pay it, we will play. And it doesn't look like a lot of people want to pay that. A lot of venues don't want to pay that because you figure even venues that they know they can sell a lot of tickets, you're probably talking 500 tickets. And for what they're asking for the venue to make money,
What are they asking?
You're going to have to charge like $100 a ticket.
What are they asking for these venues?
I'm not going to bring that up. I'm just saying.
Divulge it, please.
I'm just saying that was always told that they're only going to play for a certain amount of money.
How much?
$9 million.
$9 million? Gosh. Doug, we got to get a band together.
You only need 4 dates then.
Yeah.
Sign
And then
me up
shut
for
it down.
2.
Yeah,
Do a
shut it down.
doubleheader. I'll be done.
When these guys come and the big names come and they play at Hollywood Casino, you think they walk away with $1 million a night?
Nah.
A lot of people. They're packing in a lot of people at $100 or more.
It depends who the band is.
Who do you think gets paid the most for an appearance, musician or band? Who do you think?
Taylor Swift right now, maybe?
Yeah, that's a nice play.
Drake.
Think Drizzy more than Taylor Swift?
Drake makes like half a ticket on one show.
You eating something, bro?
Yeah, I got a protein bar in my mouth.
I think Beyonce.
Yeah, good call. Beyonce's new tour.
I
Queen
think Beyonce's
Bee.
new tour is just. Their place is paying her $12 million to play.
Guys, my favorite part of the show is when Iggy berates random tour managers of bargain bin one-hit wonders. Thanks. That's from former fan page moderator Neil Allen.
Who am I berating?
Los Lonely Boys.
I said I didn't even talk to the manager.
Nobody cares about this crappy D-list band. That's from the old Appleton stepdad on a rocking chair.
Well, somebody brought it up, and I just responded. Some stupid comment about they're playing the Cracker Barrel, and I just responded.
Be a good venue.
I didn't bring up Los Lonely Boys on my own.
You can have a family-style meal while you listen to them.
You kind of got to move the candy.
Yeah.
I wish they'd come.
Play that peg game out on the porch.
Well, I'll play a peg game with you.
No.
And it wasn't that long ago they opened for the Stones in front of 70,000 people. Those days are over.
Does Tommy at least have some lackey who listens to Iggy's ideas before he actually presents them to him? Like a go-between, that's Steve and Wildwood.
No, we actually have great people running this place like Tommy, who listens to the on-air people. He doesn't just poo-poo it. You got an idea? Yeah, let's sit down. I gave him my rundown of my
What do you think of it?
He liked it. It's just a matter now he's got to see if we sell it, and I know we have a license to play music, but only a certain amount of music on this station. So we'd have to see what it would cost us extra to have to play more than...
Oh, no, there's more costs involved.
No.
That's going to kill it.
It might end it.
Not if we get a sponsor.
Might end it.
But not if I don't play that many songs. I said, yeah, I'm going to play a song, and then I'll probably banter for 5-10 minutes.
Like how many minutes can you play an hour?
I don't know. I didn't get into the specifics.
Oh, I thought that's what the meeting was all about.
Well, I wasn't in his office. I had a book that Rita signed for him.
Rita Ray rocks.
Yeah, she gave me one of her books to give to Tommy. And he was sitting back by Ryder in the 101 ESPN booth, and I just went in and handed it to him. It wasn't in his office. So it wasn't like, let's sit down and talk. I just said, here's the outline of what I want to do. He said, we'll work on it. So now it's out of my hands.
Yeah.
If they want to do it, if it's worthwhile doing, I will do the show.
You will.
If they don't think it's worthwhile doing, as
No
far as
show.
money, then there'll be no show.
Think about that.
So don't call me a liar. Yeah, well, how that music show
Stephen
go,
Wildwood. You're not going to get sideways with Stephen Wildwood, are you?
No. But if somebody says, yeah, where's that show you said you're going to do?
Where's the show? Where's this?
It has nothing to do with me. I tried, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't come to fruition, I have nothing to do with that.
See?
I've already said I'll come and do it for free.
Will you?
As long as Plowsy makes some money for running the board. I don't care if I make any money. As long as the station makes money, the salesperson makes money, and Plowsy gets paid.
Nice.
So everybody's making money but you.
If there's anything left over, I'll take it, but I'm not going to...
It's like Nelson Rockefeller's in here.
Iggy and the Scraps.
Well, I am all about the station. And here come the text. Yeah, you're never
They're already in.
Never come back from a break on time. You don't care about the station here.
Well, if you do care about getting what you are owed, call Longo Biggs. That's what you need to do. When you're injured, it's a confusing process. But what Longo Biggs, CD and Doug, what they will do is they'll take the hassle out of your hands. Now, most people don't know how to even begin an insurance claim. They'll walk you through everything. There is potentially lots of money on the line. They will help you get every dollar you deserve. When you call one of these big out-of-state law firms, they don't care about the reputation in the St. Louis community, but CD and Doug at Longo Biggs, they do. And the reason is they're from South City, they're from South County, and they will not only personally get to know you, they are the ones who are going to handle your case. They're not just going to delegate it to somebody who just got out of law school. That's not the way that it works there. Go to longobiggs.com, LONGOBIGGS.com. Longo Biggs, loyal listeners of TMA, have gotten to know him here over the last month or so. Good people. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements. We're going to have Jeremy Rutherford with us. I don't know what to ask him, I'll be honest with you, but I really like him.
Yeah, sure.
Either do I.
Well, he doesn't insist that we ask him about hockey.
Yeah, that's helpful.
Yeah.
That's helpful. We will ask him his favorite fry.
Could be a conversation starter.
He strikes me as a crinkle cut guy.
Why?
Well, there's something about it. His aura screams crinkle cut.
Interesting. Who's a steak fry guy?
I had him last night.
Steak fries? Where'd you have them, bro?
Did I get them from... No, I got them in Schnucks, but I don't know if they're Rallies or
Rallies fries.
Red Robin. They're the seasoned fries. Who does the seasoned fries?
I don't know. I don't.
A lot of people put salt and pepper on.
No, these are like a special season.
Oh,
Rallies.
Five Guys?
Rallies.
No,
Rallies does.
I think it might have been
My
Rallies.
nurse?
Rallies like double fries them like in batter.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, there's what I cooked.
Dug right up your alley, right?
Look at that. Oh, Doug. Look at that. That looks like something you'd see like at an elegant restaurant, a 5-star restaurant. And yet it was at a Merrill Heights apartment.
That's what you made at home.
For one.
Surf and turf.
I had the Brush Creek filet, which, oh my
On the night China.
God, it was so good. I got those plates for my unboxing. Yeah, I had a Brush Creek Valley filet, lobster tail, and then I had some of these seasoned steak fries. God, they were good.
It's not easy to cook for one, is it?
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
I love it when Pawpaw McAngry gets fired up. How great is it going to be when Lars smacks a double and starts making tableside Caesars for the middle infield? It's from Arbor Day.
Gets him a contract.
That's pretty good.
Remember yesterday when Iggy called the listener an idiot for suggesting there may be a license issue for playing music? That's from Beer Cats.
Well, it's not a license issue. We have a license.
But you can only play so much.
It depends on
So
how
that's
many.
the issue.
How many songs? Well, it's like K-She couldn't play music for 24 hours.
Why
They have
not?
a license, but they can't just continually play music for 24 hours, I don't think.
Why not?
That's why they take breaks.
They take breaks to make money.
That, but I don't think, hey, today we're having nonstop music for 24 hours. I don't think so.
Guys, Iggy's interactions with Tommy sound like that of a father and his 3-year-old son. Again, no one, literally no one, is asking for this Saturday show. That's from glove blogger Tom Traven.
No one came to me and said, will you do a music show? It's called having ideas.
Yeah.
I'd listen.
There's not much music out there right now on the radio and on the internet.
But you get to hear my banter and my little,
That's what it's
you know, my little, I may
Anecdotes?
talk about antidotes. There may be
Antidotes.
We gotta get the cue cards.
there. Yeah, can I get a
Marlon Brando.
Can I get a teleprompter?
Hey, Iggy, let me know if you want me to try and nab some sponsors. That's from KG and O-Town.
Oh, yeah, he may be able to support this.
Yeah, Pepper and Jeannie's doing so well.
Would you be willing to accept his help?
No, I don't want nothing to do with his help.
Even if he
This
sold
is
this to the sponsors, you'd say no thanks?
No, he won't.
Well, what if he does?
It's not his job.
What is his
He doesn't
job?
have one.
He does.
When was the last time you saw him in here?
A week back or so.
Week back. How long I had that week back?
Well, got it about a week back.
No, so it's not something that they come to me. Just I was outside smoking, and Joey came out. Joey, you know who?
Ross keeps his feet.
Oh, wrong Joey.
Yeah. Not that Joey. Iggy, I got an idea about a Lubriderm bottle on a Christmas tree. Rip it!
Guys, hopefully Tommy treats this quote-unquote show like when you play video games with your little brother and don't plug in the controller. He thinks he's playing, but nothing's really going out on the air. Doug, that's from KG in O-Town,
Yeah.
who was going to sell a sponsorship and now just doesn't want it to exist.
Yeah, well, I don't need your help. I don't want your help.
Oh.
Stay away.
I don't think you're going to get it now. Now, why are you such loggerheads with him?
But I was talking to Joey at the smoke
coworker.
break, and he came out. He said, "Did anybody talk to you about this thing I want to do called Smoke Show?" I said, "No, I have no idea." He goes, "We're trying to come up with stuff for TikTok and Instagram on the show, social media pages, and we're thinking when you go out to smoke, you just film something. Just talk about what's on your mind while you're smoking. We call it Smoke Show. Whatever you need me to do, buddy." I didn't come up with it.
You call him Buddy?
Anything you need to do.
Further than an artificial Christmas tree decorated with miniature Lubriderm bottles.
I mean, that's just sad.
So are you going to do this smoke show routine?
I said, let me know what comes of it. Whatever you need me to do. That's what I say all the time. Whatever you need me to do.
All right, Doug. The St. Gabriel Athletic Association would love to sponsor this show. Thanks. That's from Fungo.
Oh,
Perfect.
Rack 'em.
Reach out to Barb.
Or KG in O-Town.
No, leave him out.
He's the salesman on this, isn't he?
Yeah, he's doing so well.
Point man.
But if he sells it, you wouldn't accept the sponsors that he gets?
Well, I got nothing to do with accepting sponsors.
It's your show.
You do.
Well, I can't say I don't want him selling this show for the station.
Oh, you can
It
definitely.
would kind of be odd to be rejecting sponsorship rejection.
Not rejecting sponsors, rejecting the people that think they're involved with the show.
He's very much a part of this station.
You are just so dumb.
Jackson, when you go on that vacation with 15 guys and 8 beds in East Tennessee, will KG and O-Town be on this show?
I would imagine, and I'd also take the under on both guys and beds.
Ooh.
But not
Somehow it got sluttier.
Yeah. Actually, the number might be right. The beds was certainly. I'll take the under on the beds.
There's going to be less than 8 beds?
I have to guess 6 or 7.
So
but
where are you gonna sleep?
couches, and air mattresses. You know,
Oh, it just sounds horrible.
you double up. Oh, it sounds great.
It sounds like a week in prison.
How could that be the case?
Maybe get Marshy in for a day. Lerner will come in for a day.
So you don't want KG in O-Town to come in and hit the levers?
KG knows how to do my job. So
Sure
he'd
he
be the most qualified.
knows how to do lots of jobs around here. That's why it's so fabulous to have him, almost full time.
Lerner was on yesterday with Risho, and again, I didn't see her.
Well, why would you? It's a different studio.
Well, you would think in the 3.5 hours that we're in the building together, and maybe they don't ever leave the station over there. I don't know. Maybe they sit in there during breaks.
Well, for about the 3 of those hours, we're in here and we don't leave. What?
I do.
You get around a little more than everybody else.
That's what I'm saying. I have a tendency to get up and walk away for a little while.
Yeah.
All right, we'll break. Jeremy Rutherford's going to be with us. We're going to break down the game against the Kraken.
They lose?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, they got 6 in a row going.
Just keep losing.
We'll talk it over with JR. Your 2-part questions are welcome. 314-881-TMA5. Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day coming your way at 9:45. Jackson and I will talk it over with Panger on Balloon Party, 101 ESPN. That's coming your way. This is the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
TMA knows how our Walrus audience loves their meats. That's why we have teamed up with a local company that delivers high-quality, great-tasting meats straight to your door. Brush Creek Valley Farms is a direct-to-consumer family farm that raises, processes, and delivers pork and beef nationwide at cost-friendly prices. Go to brushcreekvalley.com to choose between their various box options. Build your own box or buy in bulk to have a great-tasting local beef and pork at all times. Brush Creek Valley Farms is offering 10% off any box by using the promo code TMA10 or 5% off any bulk order when you use TMA5. On top of that, if you subscribe to their monthly service, you'll receive an additional 10% off each order you make. Again, that's TMA10 for any box order, TMA5 for bulk orders, and an automatic 10% off when you subscribe. Go to brushcreekvalley.com to learn more about how you can get their meats in your mouth and support a local family farm. That's brushcreekvalley.com, high-quality meats for a lowbrow audience.
I'm Ryan Kelly. Average credit card rates are at 19.1%. They haven't been this high since July of 91. 35% of households are taking on new credit to cover the basic expenses. If you're a homeowner, you don't have to live like this. According to CoreLogic, the average borrower has almost $300,000 in equity. With a simple cash-out refinance, we can pull out that equity and give you your cash at closing. Start fresh on the path to financial freedom today. TheHomeLoanExpert.com.
The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326240.
Urban Dictionary defines thirsty as purposely, knowingly, and recklessly attempting to gain fame to boost self-esteem. So, are you thirsty? Well, TMA has you covered. Become a part of the 2023 TMA Listener of the Month Club. You nominate yourself for a monthly award. And if you win, you get recognition and stuff to help you satisfy that insatiable thirst. We're talking January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, etc. Go to TMASTL.com or the TMA app. Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information. Tell us why you deserve to be TMA Listener of the Month. And if you don't want to use your real name or photo, we don't really care. The TMA Listener of the Month. Get recognized just for being you or fake you or whatever. Quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to the brighter side of tequila with Milagro in the morning after on KPNT HD2.
Kevin James live, the Irregardless Tour.
I was in Atlanta at the airport waiting for my bag, and this woman asked to take a picture, and I was like, sure, no problem. And she takes out her iPhone, and she just holds it on me. She just holds it on me right there, and I'm just standing there. She's video recording me from a foot away. Like I'm a panda at the zoo.
September 27th, Stiefel Theater. Tickets on sale Friday, March 3rd at 10 a.m. at LiveNation.com. The star of The King of Queens, Paul Blart Mall Cop, and Grown Ups, Kevin James live.
Want to see Guns N' Roses? Yep, Guns N' Roses, the most dynamic, dangerous, and definitive American rock band in history to this day. Coming to Busch Stadium Saturday, September 9th. Tickets are on sale now. And if you want to go for free, you've got to get the TMA app and create an account. Or log in if you already have it. Guns N' Roses. Find out more at TMASTL.com.
Okay. Hot takes.
Yeah.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
And now the Pepperoncini Show with Darren Atkins and Ken Stroh. All right, take it, fellas.
There it is. That's the open.
Pepperoncini.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
We don't know what it is. We don't understand the name. We just know it's stupid. and it's available every weekday, featuring Iggy and the Plowboy. Apparently it's some kind of a podcast or something. Available at TMASTL.com and on the TMASTL mobile app. Whatever. Hey, you want to see Kevin James September 27th at Stiefel Theater? Just go to the TMA app or get it and sign in if you don't have it. And you can win tickets to Kevin James, the Irregardless Tour, September 27th at Stiefel Theater.
By the way, quick announcement to the lactose intolerant community. If I offer you ice cream and you can't have any, just say no thank you. I don't need to know the havoc dairy products are going to wreak on your bowels.
Tickets on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. Find out more at TMASTL.com. The Billikens take on the Dayton Flyers Friday, March 3rd at Chaffetz Arena. Want to go for free? Enter the mobile contest on the TMA app or at TMASTL.com for a chance to win a 4-pack of tickets. And if you win and you're one of the first 5,000 fans through the gates, you'll get a rally towel as part of the Billiken Blue Out, plus Red Pandas performing at halftime. It's the final SLU Billikens home game of the regular season, and you could be there. Find out more at TMASTL.com.
Hey, St. Louis, Eddie McVeigh here from Maggie O'Brien's. When you head downtown for a concert or Cards or Blues game, and now for the St. Louis City soccer game, please come see us at Maggie O'Brien's before and after your event. Take our shuttle to and from, or stay in-house and watch your favorite team on our multiple high-def TVs. We look forward to seeing you soon at one of our 2 locations in Sunset Hills on South Lindbergh or downtown at the corner of Market and 20th Street. Union Station is next to us.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
You got to be on acid to understand what's going on this show.
The Ryan Kelly Morning After.
KPNT-FM HD2.
Collinsville, St. Louis.
No, it's fine if you want to taste my hole. It's cool. It's Ryan Kelly Morning After. Welcome in. Michelob Ultra Studios. My name is Timothy Michael McKernan. And it's probably an honor. It's an honor that the audience, Mark, I don't think realizes that they have until I decide, you know what, I'm done. Oh. And then, Doug, I think they'll appreciate just how lucky they were that I chose to let them hear my thoughts for a couple of decades. Don't you think that's the way it's going to go?
You're considering retirement? Is that what this is getting to?
Actually, you know, but yeah, I think what we need to do is celebrate me today.
Okay.
I know when I walked in,
yes,
my entire soul was uplifted by being in the presence.
It's a presence thing. That's what people say about the Dalai Lama, about Natty Nate, now that he's won the Milagro Tequila Listener of the Month.
Yeah.
And about Jeremy Rutherford, who joins us right now, presented by Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies. JR, Doug wants to go period by period over the Kraken game.
What happened last night?
He better not. I'm raising the price. It was $1 last week. It's $20 this
Wow.
week. Legitimate questions.
I'm hijacking because I'm in Iggy's seat.
Oh.
Hey, Mark.
Can we break down the quality of the back check? Because I think the spacing isn't right.
Oh,
and that's what we as fans, as true fans, need to focus on. Either that or what we're going to have for lunch today. Either way.
Either way. Either one. Your choice.
Hey, listen, Mark, like you, I'm also uplifted when I join the show, so let's not put a damper on that. When I get on I woke up this morning and I thought to myself, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. Wait a minute, I get to go on the morning after and get my spirit uplifted, so let's try to keep that vibe going here.
Okay. Wow. I was going to ask who they're going to trade next, but I don't think you like that question, do you?
I just can't wait for the trade deadline.
Blau looks like a laugh track.
No, that's a negative. Been asked that question too many times. We're all just waiting for Friday to get here, right? So we can get past this trade deadline.
Boy, what about the Parayko rumors that were kind of buzzing yesterday, and then the oil makes a move, and then that kind of makes that seem less likely? Am I right on that?
Well, as a subscriber, you can read what I'm hearing about Colton Parayko coming up here in about 30 minutes.
Oh, man, you want to talk about getting better at teasing.
He's trying to get in our pocket.
Yeah, he is. I'm already a subscriber, though.
Yeah, if you're a subscriber, that'll be up. If you're not, Doug, that'll be $72. We'll get you that information.
Okay. All right.
Steal.
So that's why we can't ask hockey questions.
That's why you can't ask. No, hey, guys, on the Colton Parayko, we'll talk a little bit of hockey here because that's the big story kind of in the last 24 hours, which is why I wrote about it. But Colton Parayko, one of the guys who's got a lot of term left on that contract, 7 years left, And Darren Drager had a tweet yesterday that said something might be brewing. I think that was a deal that could have happened with Edmonton. Ken Holland, the general manager there, cast a big net and was trying to find a defenseman, but by the end of the day got one from the Nashville Predators. So it seems pretty quiet on the Colton Parayko front at this point. The one thing to keep in mind is that I think Edmonton, which is near his home, is one of the few places that he'd actually waive that no-trade clause to go to, if not the only place. So if you can't find a deal with the Edmonton Oilers, you may not be able to find a deal.
Yeah. What do you think happened to him? He looked like such a promising prospect and played very well the year they won the Cup. What's going on there?
Yeah, I think it's a couple of things. Number one, I think you can't forget about the back issue that he had. And even though the Blues, when they signed him to the 8-year extension, they said they did their due diligence, the back's fine. I think he missed some games earlier in the season, back in November, and I do believe that it was back-related. I also think you go back to Alex Pietrangelo leaving, and when did Colton Parayko have that success? He had it in the second pair, playing with Jay Bouwmeester, a great partner and less responsibility than what Alex Pietrangelo was carrying. And now you thrust Colton Parayko up into that top pair. There's no Jay Bouwmeester. Now all of a sudden you have a $52 million contract. I just think you take all those variables, including the back, and you got a player who's lacking confidence and not playing very well.
Yeah, it seems like a guy that he's ideally slotted into that 2-3 defenseman role. Plowsy, sorry to bore you with this hockey talk, by the way.
Oh,
Not
stop.
with the
You never
number
bore
one.
me, buddy.
Plowsy.
Ever. I love JR. I love Blues hockey. Continue.
Can we get JR's opinion on whether or not the soccer team should be called the Dogs or the Ravioli Boys, spelled with a Z?
I like the Dogs. In fact, when I listen to your show, it's catching on because every time I hear you say Dogs, I know what you're talking about. I don't know that I'd have the same thing. Like when you say ravioli, I'm thinking about lunch. So
That stupid Ravioli Boys. I'm glad you held the public accountable in that last segment, because that's the worst name I've ever heard in my life.
I think I lost my stack because I was assuming that they were joking when they were telling me about it in the 7 o'clock hour. But apparently it's real. I still can't believe that. Like, it's got to be a satire thing, right? It's like a skit.
Let's go, Ravioli Boys.
Look at that. That's Marciano right there.
If I heard that, I'm out. I don't care what the ticket price was.
So does that mean if they were to lose their next game, they'd be like the Toasted Ravioli Boys?
Oh, wow. This JR, he can write about anything, Doug. It doesn't matter.
He sure can.
Hey, JR, in that upcoming Parayko piece, will you also have a few paragraphs with your opinion on Jimmy Fallon out of nowhere that literally no one cares about? That's from Al in Dadeville, resetting to Iggy bringing up Jimmy Fallon in the 7 o'clock hour apropos of nothing.
Did he? No Jimmy Fallon references. I do have a Johnny Carson mention there.
All right.
Topical.
Do you have a story about Johnny Carson?
No, it just came to mind when Raquel Welch passed away the other day, and they had the scene where Johnny Carson asked her about the kitty cat on her lap.
Oh,
nice.
Ew.
Very risque for the time.
I would bet. I bet Ed liked it.
You have to hit the YouTube for that one.
Ring the damn bell. Blues fans are finally realizing the loss of Alex Pietrangelo, all because of a NMC. Doug, does that stand for non-movement clause?
I guess. Yeah.
Is it that simple, JR? I bet it's not. I had people requesting on the TMA fan page, a gentleman requested that I have you in for a QFTA, and we do a deep dive on how the Blues went from June of 2019 to March of 2023. A deep dive. Now, I'm sure you've already done this and written about it, but all to have it in one place. Would you say it's as simple as that NMC, or is it more complex in your opinion?
I think it's more complex, and we could definitely do one of those and get more involved in it. I think at the very end, you say, did Alex Pietrangelo leave because he did not get the no movement clause? It was part of it, but if we had Alex on the line, he'd tell you that's not all of it. It's a lot more complex. I just think that the tone of the negotiations, and I've said for a long time, there's blame on both sides. But I think that the tone and the negotiations got to a point where Alex just felt that, okay, if I'm not going to get the deal here and, there's going to be certain things not involved in this deal, then I need to start thinking about looking elsewhere. And that's when it opened his mind to take the flight to Vegas. And at that time, that's when Doug moved on and went to Torrey Krug, and then it was over. But I do think it was more than just that clause.
It's one of those things that Doug Armstrong, he's aggressive. We love when he's aggressive. You look at what he did coming into that 2019 season, and those aggressive moves played out beautifully, but that's going to cut both ways. You're going to have great seasons on the upside. It's going to pull back, and that's really what we're seeing. And I mean, I personally, and I'm really curious to see how, especially over the summer, I like what the trades were. I like the fact that he was aggressive to get some picks that are staggered, not just in one year, also in future years, and the one for Barbashev, for the guy that was a couple of years ago. So he's not done. I'm convinced of it because he is aggressive, and I'll be really.
Well, you think there's going to be something before the deadline? That's where my action is.
I
JR and I are betting on this. I, of course, am coming from just guessing. JR is actually informed.
But then he's going to go even deeper over the summer. Absolutely convinced of it.
Oh, yeah. But we're talking about before March 3rd.
Hot take.
Yeah. No, I think we're all
scorcher, Doug.
Anyone ever call you the great communicator?
Tear down this wall.
See, right there, Doug, he made the speech. I told you.
Yeah, no, I've heard from a couple of people in the last week that Doug has said he's not done. The only thing is, if that Edmonton deal played out yesterday, and in fact he was the best defenseman available, and the deal with Nashville didn't work out, then perhaps that Parayko deal gets done, and these people who are telling me that Doug still had some things to do were correct. So at this point, though, I don't know what else you can do. Maybe Robert Bortuzzo is a guy that they're thinking about moving. I think that's the case. But in terms of what can you do in the next 72 hours, if you don't have a taker on Parayko, I think, like Mark said, that's going to be a situation where you just bring it into the summer and revisit it then.
That's Mark Hanna talking with Jeremy Rutherford. Mark Hanna sponsors Jeremy Rutherford here every Wednesday on the Ryan Kelly Morning After, and JR is going to have a piece. At 10 o'clock it goes up on The Athletic?
It's being edited right now. It'll be put up soon. There isn't a specific time, but usually it takes about a half hour to get things all situated.
Nice.
So coming up at The Athletic soon. Yeah, what I'm hearing about Colt Parayko's future with the Blues.
Who edits your stuff?
Yeah, what do you got going on there?
My little son. Yeah, he's trying to
really
send it off to the editor, and they put all the bells and whistles and pictures and correct all my silly typos that I made after staying up late last night watching that 6th straight loss. And then we get the story out.
Yeah, they're sinking fast in the standings. What realistically, what's their chance of getting that number one pick?
It's getting a lot better, right? 6 in a row here.
Sweet.
I think it's going to be tough because of those teams that are at the bottom. I mean, just think if, Chicago, they went on a stretch there where they were winning pretty handily, and even Arizona beat the Blues 5-0. So I think those teams are in the driver's seat, Arizona, Chicago, Columbus. But with each day that passes, these St. Louis Blues are getting closer.
Well, that, Doug.
You got that to hold their head high.
Jeremy Rutherford, brought to you by Mark Hanna here on the Ryan Kelly Morning After. Thank you, JR.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, Ruth C.
I don't have my protein shake today, so I'm doing the Plowhawk thing, eating in the microphone.
Oh, well.
Yeah, they don't like that.
The people like
You having a snack, boy?
What's that?
You having a snack, boy?
I am having a treat today.
Okay,
I am.
Good.
A little Cliff protein bar. They usually have a protein shake.
See, what the
20
Blues,
grams of protein.
Blues need to do is get in the top 3 picks. That's what they need to do. They have 3 really good players in the draft. Connor Bedard, I don't know if they're going to get the number 1 overall pick. I think that's a
About
crapshoot.
4%, according to Money Puck.
But if they can get in the top 3, or even top 5, and maybe trade to get in that top 3, I think it's a successul season.
They have a 0.2%
successful season.
I think it is.
0.2% chance of going to the playoffs now, Doug. 0.2%. And a 5.1% chance of the number 1 pick.
And they still have 22 to play?
Yep.
And they're still packing them in.
I saw that crowd last night.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Mark Hanna, Evergreen Wealth Strategies, says no thank you to the segment he sponsors. 314-889-0503 or go online at evergreenstl.com. Doug, he is the great communicator.
You know, before I go, I was thinking about this earlier as we were talking about Armstrong. And, Plowsy, you're going to love this one. Because I think it's an interesting contrast in the management style between the Blues and the Cardinals. The 2 most popular teams in town.
I'm anxious to hear your theory. I've talked about this on 101. What do you got?
Well, I almost think about it almost like investments. There are some investments that are nice and steady. There are some that way up, way down.
Doug, you call that volatility?
I do, yeah.
That's it. That's right.
Yeah, that's what I call it.
It's volatility. So you've got the Cardinals. They're the slow and steady.
Blue chip?
Yeah. Maybe not necessarily on top all the time. Sorry, Plowsy. But slow and steady,
They aren't.
always in the race. And you've got the Blues, who we had a few years ago, were in the mix and right there, won once, and now they're going to crash back down.
They're a tech stock.
They're a tech stock.
Wow.
So I find it fascinating to see, and you've got a lot playing into that. You've got salary cap. You've got much smaller revenue stream. You've got much larger footprint with the Cardinals, where if they aren't relevant, if they turn into the Pirates for a while,
oh my God, can you imagine?
You're going to end up losing large portions of the people that are making it go. So I understand why they've got to be slow and steady, and the Blues can afford to be this. And that's where what Armstrong does, and due respect, I love what Mozeliak does. I think he's brilliant.
I haven't heard that in years.
That's a take.
It is.
That's a strong take.
Gong? But
okay, I'll give you a gong.
Thank you.
Oh, you got your own gong now.
I know. By request. But you've got one that's slow and steady, consistent. The other is highs and lows. So I think it's an interesting study as we look at especially how Armstrong responds.
And what I think is interesting, if you want to dig deep into the Armstrong-Mozeliak thing, Mozeliak having a relatively speaking low approval rating for what the team has done in his tenure, and Armstrong still has the "in Army we trust" thing. But if you want to take a look at it, I mean, who has had more misses over the last 4 or 5 years? It's been Doug Armstrong.
That's right.
And you can take that back to the coaching situation that they kind of stumbled into with Berube. The goaltender, who they just signed, but I mean, that wasn't their goaltender. He was just hanging out. The Pietrangelo, the Krug thing, that was quite a situation. And then you could make a case, actually, that when they brought in Justin Falk, while I'm sure that was done to boost them, it may have been the domino that actually started the collapse, because that played a role in Pietrangelo not being around, if you cite Pietrangelo as being the biggest reason for that.
Well, and then you contrast that with the patience of Mozeliak. He's not going to make any fireworks. There's no splashes. But he sits back and waits and takes advantage of an opportunity to get two of the best players in the game as your corner infielders. He retains guys for the long term, and you can't overlook the fact that he retained Molina for a long time. He retained Wainwright for a long time. That sort of patience is what leads to that success. And I think those two contrasting styles, and you're right, Tim, to say one is bad and one is good, I think it's a matter of perception.
But one has a cap. How much does that impact the perception?
Big time.
Yeah.
I think because there is a cap and you are constrained at that upper bound, and yeah, they might have the revenues behind it, but then they can't compromise those revenues. They've got to play within the system that they've got. And again, personally, I said I love Mozeliak. I love what Armstrong does too. Yeah. I respect and appreciate that aggressiveness, because I don't want to just see him make it into the playoffs and go limping along. If you're not going to win, okay, fine.
Yeah,
it's going to hurt. It's temporary gain, and let's move on.
In 16, 17, 18, it drove me up the wall. But in fairness with the Cardinals, and I feel like I'd be curious just to get the audience's gauge on this. Maybe we'll talk about this on 101. For example, when the Cardinals won in 2006, I don't think anybody saw that coming at the start of the playoffs. Could it happen? Of course it could, and it did. But it was super unlikely. Oh, you called it. Well, there you go.
Actually.
But in the NHL, yeah, you can see an 8 beat a 1. We saw that in 2000 with that President's Trophy team. We saw it with the LA Kings a decade ago. I feel like it happened maybe when Pronger was with the Oilers. But very rarely do you see one of the last teams in actually win the Cup. It absolutely doesn't happen in the NBA. But in baseball, we've seen it here, and we've seen it elsewhere, like the 2003 Marlins, for an example, along with the 2006 Cardinals. And the Phillies were, I think, the 6th seed, and the Padres were the 5th seed this past postseason. Now, they didn't win the World Series, but the Phillies won the pennant. And so the Cardinals just getting in is a different thing with baseball than I feel like hockey is. And so I think that's an important part. Plus, you have the cap. So I love what Armstrong did. I wish Mozeliak would have done the same thing in 16, 17, and or 18. But they were lurking in one of or both of the wild card or the National League Central, depending on which year it was. And so they weren't in a spot like the Blues where they were out of it. And so they were kind of stagnant for 3 years, which I think then plays a role in them being good enough to win the Central, but not necessarily likely to win the World Series. And I wish they would have been closer to where the Blues are this year than they were, because I think they could have made some moves in 16, 17, 18 to set them up to have a better chance of winning the World Series in the upcoming years.
And Mark's kind of in your same ballpark there. Wouldn't you rather have Doug Armstrong as heading up your VC, your virtual, your venture capitalist, as opposed to John Mozeliak, where buying high, selling low, holding on to stocks for far too long? It kind of Mozeliak's like theme. Like if DeYoung was a stock, it'd be a penny stock, but we paid blue chip for
Jordan
him, and
Belfort.
we're still not ready to dump him. I think I'd rather have Doug Armstrong, where he kind of knows when. What's done is done. He doesn't brag about coming in second or third in the free agency. Oh, well, we made a strong offer. Doug Armstrong is pissed because he didn't get that player. He's not happy that he was in the running. So I think they're two different personalities. Obviously, I think the salary cap is a huge part of it. But Doug Armstrong, that's my personality type of guy. That's who I want running my team, if I had to pick.
And it is a question.
What about Lutz?
Who's Lutz?
Lutz Pfannenstiel.
Get with it. They've
Sporting
played one
director
game.
of your St. Louis City Dogs.
Oh, no, he's a ravioli boy.
Ravioli boys.
Oh,
Hey, Doug, watch this. Defense, doggies, defense.
I like it.
Defense, doggies, defense.
Don't mind it.
You're
Don't
going to be
mind it.
chanting that down at...
Sure, I will.
He's clapping his pincers.
Tiny little pin. They make such a tiny sound. It's just so tiny. This little,
clip,
this
clip,
little
clip, clip. Yeah.
defense, doggies, defense. Can't wait to hear it on
No,
Saturday.
yeah, hope we do.
I should go to work.
You do have a job.
I
a
do have an
responsibility.
actual job. I hate to disappoint Iggy by leaving, but I think I'm going to.
He likes it when you or James Carlton sit there because he can go out there and look for learn.
As
He works so hard.
I'm going to take 45 minutes off.
I think he puts 3 or 4 cigarettes in his mouth at a time when you come in here. Makes up for lost nicotine.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the great Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wells.
All right, thank you,
my God,
Hansy.
I've never heard a gallery.
Good to see you, buddy.
It's unbelievable.
Pincers.
Yeah, my pincers are still making sounds. See you,
All
sir.
right.
It's the great Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wells Strategies. Doug, Mentality will take care of you. If you are feeling sloth-like, that could be low testosterone. You feeling sloth-like?
Sometimes, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's FDA-approved testosterone treatment. I've been there, and I got tested. It was super easy. They're super friendly. You're in, you're out. It's quick. And it's board-certified physicians who work with most insurance. If you're dealing with low energy, low motivation, weight gain, muscle loss, you're tired all the time, those are symptoms of low testosterone. So go to Mentality at lowtusa.com. And even if you've tried testosterone before, not everyone understands the blood chemistry in men's bodies. They can help at Mentality. The normal range for testosterone is large. If you've been to a doctor and they told you that you were normal without understanding the range or testing your free testosterone, it wasn't fully looked at. Come get checked out with Mentality. Testosterone therapy helps men regain normal function and restore their ability to perform normally at all levels. It's Mentality, and it's online at lowtusa.com. We have our first Design Air Heating and Cooling email of March coming up here in a matter of moments. Send yours in. Buck Swope winning in February. And then Natty Nate is the Milagro Tequila Listener of the Month for the month of February. We had our Papal Conclave. I voted for Buck Swope. But I respect the dais. Feel like my vote should count for 5 votes. But my dad is trying to put something. He's meeting with John Kiowski and Tommy Matter, Keith Krause today to try to get.
And he usually makes it happen. Doesn't he?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Iggy's in there. It's a stenographer.
Yeah, Iggy's in there. That's where he is right now. So, Doug, that's what we've got going on. Jackson and I have Darren Pang joining us. What time is Panger going to join us today?
Still waiting on a text back from Pang.
Uh-oh.
Well, he was on
probably golfing.
He was in Philly. He was on the Patrick Kane debut game yesterday. Oh, no, never mind. 10:15.
Well, there you go.
Well, that
Texted me
changed
late
in a
last
hurry.
night. He texted me late last night. I didn't see it.
Cute. Panger and Patty Maroon against the 5 of us. Best of luck,
Is
boys.
that going to happen?
Yeah.
Is it?
They're in.
All right. And when are we going to play? The hockey
Patty
season's
Maroon
over
might
now,
be hoisting another chalice. He's going to have to get through those Bruins.
Yeah.
But I would imagine Panger's broadcasting probably all the way through the end.
And
Might be
that's
in studio,
June?
I think, yeah. You'll have your short game dialed in then.
Oh, I would think so. Yeah, I may not even need the other 4 years.
Nice. You just go heads up.
Mm-hmm.
Doug, here's an interview with Michael B. Jordan.
Okay.
Well, there's some
Oh, I'm sorry.
There's a little bit of setup.
What is
Otherwise,
this?
I'm going
I
to get buried.
apologize.
I'm going to get buried if I don't. So this interview is by someone who went to his high school and used to make fun of him and call him corny, and now she's in the media, and he's obviously Michael B. Jordan, and so that's the context.
Okay.
Okay.
Then the director and the star of Creed 3. And, you know, we know each other. We go way back all the way to Chad Science in Newark, okay?
The corny kid, right?
No, I did not say that. Misquoted for sure. No, you did not hear me say I said we used to make fun of the name. But yeah, he is obviously killing things out here. How is the difference between you actually directing and working with the same people that you were directed with versus?
It was awesome. You know, it's a family vibe.
Yeah.
Last nine years of my life, I spent on the Creed films. They're very supportive. You know, Tessa, Felicia, Rashad, Wood Harris, people that see me grow up. And for the fact that I stepped behind the camera and finally got a chance to direct them, they loved it, they embraced it, and it was a wonderful experience.
And was it difficult for you mentally because you're coming out of a different space? How was it filming in Atlanta?
It was amazing. I've done 4 or 5 films down here, shot a couple television shows, so Atlanta's a second home to me, and I love coming down here to shoot.
Favorite restaurant here?
Oh, man. Whatever hotel I'm in, their restaurant.
Well, you're not corny anymore.
We needed to hear that.
I don't know what to say. I don't bat 1,000.
No, well.
Did you have a chance to listen to it before you?
Oh yeah, I thought it was great. I
great
enjoyed
about
it. I liked the success story. She used to call him corny based on his name, something he has no control over. And he comes back, and he's one of the biggest actors in Hollywood, and she's asking about all this nonsense.
Yeah, she was on the Breakfast Club.
What?
Right?
What is that?
No, you're thinking of Angela Yee. That's not Angela Yee.
Okay, who is that? Because she sounded like she used to be on.
She's well known. I don't know.
Morning radio.
But that is not. No, that's not Angela Yee.
Doug, you thought that was Angela Yee?
I had no idea.
Well, there was another female.
No, it was Charlemagne, DJ Envy, and Angela Yee. Those are the 3 in the Breakfast Club.
Dynamite Audio, Jackson. Broadcast Center really paid off. That's
I
from
didn't go
Mrs.
to the Broadcast
Jenny.
Center.
I should have.
Rick, you really stink sometimes. That's from Lady
Yeah,
Gaga's
all right.
Fupa. What the hell did I just listen to? That's from The Grease Effect.
The listeners are
Oh,
putting
no,
him on blast.
Rick, do better. That's from Dewey Oxburger. Jackson, let's sit a few plays out. That's from Plowboy's Dwelling. Obvi Corny Burkett relates to this clip. That's from Todd Reese.
Todd Reesing's by far my least favorite listener.
Oh my God! He's never been mentioned on your Mount Rushmore. Now,
Well, yeah, now it's him in 4 different expressions. He sucks.
Oh my God! Don't you remember him? He got sacked. Was that Lorenzo Hall?
I don't know who it was. I don't know.
Sacked him in the end zone.
Yeah, safety. Tigers win.
Mm-hmm.
Beaker.
Gosh.
This guy's probably really nice. I just don't like his text.
No, he isn't.
You know him,
Yeah.
Paul?
Hell no.
Yeah, that was.
You having a nanner?
Yeah.
The second one, or is that the first one you made?
The second one.
I made a bananas Foster last night.
Yeah, I saw that. Good. Me and my dad won Boy Scout. Second place in Boy Scouts. The dad and the son had to do like baking. It was like a bake-off. The dad and the son had to actually make something.
Father-son bake-off.
What'd you bake?
We did the bananas Foster, homemade, and got second place. Got the silver spoon.
How do you make bananas Foster?
I forgot how we did it, but we actually did make it from scratch. It took a long-ass time.
Yeah, I mean, the proper way to make it is I didn't have all the ingredients. You're supposed to have some cream de banana.
Cream de banana. Never
That's
heard of such a thing.
huge. It's a key factor in it.
There's a bottle of liquid called cream de banana?
Yeah, and then you can use a little kirsch to flambe it, but the alcohol will burn off. I just used butter and a little cinnamon and a little brown sugar, and then sauteed the bananas in that and poured it over the ice cream.
Little bananas Foster.
Yeah, we got that lemon meringue at Gingham's. Oh, man, that was fire.
In the Boy Scouts?
No, just recently.
Oh, the separate story.
Yeah, separate story.
Is that place on 94?
Yeah. I haven't been there before. Pretty crazy.
You can buy the whole pie?
You can buy the whole pie. I think you only are able to buy the whole pie, if I'm not mistaken. Or at least to go home with. I think you can order a piece for her.
Jackson, you're getting some support here. Shooter McGavin says, I like the variety of clips that you include, Jackson. Don't let the stupids get you down.
Thanks.
Jackson, I like the clip. Ignore these poor fats. Doug, these are socioeconomically down, heavy people?
And I should retract my statement about Todd Racing. He's probably a fine gentleman. I appreciate the support of the show. And
Plowhawk is instructing you not to retract.
Down.
No, I shouldn't say things
Some of the words we use, the stupids, the dumbs,
the olds,
the old poors, the fats.
Speaking of old, I had a major soul-crushing senior
what
moment
happened?
this morning.
Listen to this. Listen to this, Tim. Because you could be old and this would never happen.
Yeah. Tried to get in the building today, pulled out my key card to unlock the door. And instead of putting it up against the sensor that reads it, I put it up against the hand sanitizer that's been there since COVID. I said, why is my card not working?
I wonder if there's video of that.
It's like going through a drive-through and talking to the trash can.
We could definitely get the video.
Oh, we should and post that.
Jody would definitely allow us.
Well, there's a camera out there. We got to have that.
Oh,
It doesn't work, by the way.
cameras
The door will not open if you put it up against the hand sanitizer.
The old place you can get into with anything. One day I just swiped my credit card and it opened up.
Oh, yeah, dude. That fob at the end of it was done.
Anything you can swipe in front of there and open.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen,
proud moment.
We have the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. The very first of the month of March. A month that will find the Missouri Tigers heading to Houston to go to the Final Four as a dangerous 7 seed.
Can't win them all unless you win the first.
That's my credo. Here you go. This is it. Is this Buck Swope's month?
No. Unless you and Doug vote for him like you do every day anyway.
Well, not every day. Only when he has darn fine emails.
Let's see what we got here. I'm going into the filtered file to make sure that we have no problems. Did you ever know that Tim's my hero? He's everything I wish I could be. Whilst Plowsy's higher than an eagle, it's Tim who's the wind beneath my emailing wings. Let's go dogs, play 'em tough. My khaki boyfriend likes it rough. Other teams don't stand a chance whilst I put my hands down Doug Vaughn's pants.
Okay.
P.S. Of all the guest hosts, that John Davidson gave me the stiffiest of all my Tonight Show stiffies. I bet that dude had a howitzer in those slacks. That's from it's from a lady. Her name is Tess, and then her last name is Tiggles.
Yeah, that was definitely a lady.
Tess Tigles.
John Davidson had great hair.
Gentlemen, yesterday Plowboy made the assertion that it's easy to find any segment you want because, quote, our archives are fantastic, and, quote, show notes are very detailed, end quote. You know what? He is 100% correct. Some of these segment titles and show notes could not be any more clear. For example, September 11th, 2020, segment titled Bobby Knight Boner. Show notes read, Tim got an erection watching the Bobby Knight 30 for 30. Quick listen to the segment does confirm Tim had a boner. Best part of the show notes has to be the very next sentence. Today is the 19th anniversary of 9/11. Nice job getting that in there. Hashtag never forget. 7/9/2020 segment title, Nobody in Florissant is hotter than Adam Scott. In the show notes it reads, Nobody in Florissant is hotter than Adam Scott. So literally the show notes are just the same title of the segment.
Let me tell you something, bud. I was furloughed at the time.
That was a Gangster Pete exasperated show note.
Jackson was just getting his feet wet.
No,
I
that was
furloughed.
before me.
Oh, nice.
Great job. The picture you paint with your words is mesmerizing.
I didn't say every one of them.
12/24/2020 segment title, Best of. No other words. Just best and of. Show notes read, enjoy some of the best moments and segments of TMA. If that doesn't clear it up for you, nothing will. The ironic part is 12/24/20 best of is the Sinbad segment. Totally randomly picked. It must have been calling my name. So take that, Buck Dope. It's all right there at your fingertips. Plowboy is right. Find it your damn self. That's from Just a Big Old Fan.
Just a big old fan.
I was
just like you.
Man,
Well, if you're worried about what's playing on Christmas Eve, you need to find something to do.
Those were bad best ofs I cut. That was before I got my feet wet, as Plowboy said.
So you started in 20?
Yeah, December 7th, 2020 was my first day, I think.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So you were in 21 and 22?
Yeah, so I helped
I thought you started in 21.
No, the December, yeah. Because I remember emailing you during Thanksgiving in 2020.
Talk about that. He's a product of the pandemic.
Get your name on the board back there.
Sup, players? Hump day it is. Golf course, I'm here. Pete Maravich, Tiger Ready. Ravioli boys, just soccer players. Florida bound next week. Pac-Man, Muncher, Weatherbird, just Iggy. Plowhawk, Hot Taker. Rick, that's Jackson. Doug, Brief Stealer. Tim, the Holy Almighty. Me, horny as a toad. Smirking, smacking, and packing. Get it, got it, Flocky the Smurf. Doug, today's safe word, P.S., foliage.
Flocky the Smurf. Today's safe word, foliage.
I got one of my bushes have green buds already blooming.
Ah, yes. Spring has sprung. Sundresses arrive. Tribbing will thrive. Hey, HD2 boys. It's been a little disheartening trying to get a foothold in the daily email competition because it feels like television's own Doug Vaughn has been simping for that shutter spook, Buck T. Swope. It has felt like it feels like he votes for him almost every day. So I decided to do something that was Swope-like. I went back and listened to every vote Doug has made this year. It was a shorter process than you'd think, and I was still able to listen to the end of the Sinbad interview. Doug has voted 36 times in 2023, 20 in January and 16 in February. Each month, he has voted Swope 4 times, so 8 out of 36.
Well, if he's the best.
The reason it feels like he votes for Swope so much is that nearly every day he says, nice little email from Buck Swope, just to grind Iggy's gears. Doug actually has voted most often for the last email read. That was 15 out of the last 36. Short attention span theater, indeed.
Yeah.
And if this isn't read last, obviously it won't win. Sucks. That's from Brad in Boca.
Okay. Brad in Boca.
Let's say I create a show. I'll come in on a Saturday. I won't be paid or anything, but I'll have 3 people on the board for me and incur a bunch of overhead expenses. And what I'll essentially do for 3 hours is play my favorite garage band songs from Pattonville's latest Battle of the Bands contest. And maybe like every other song, I'll tell stories about the time I pleasured myself to my upstairs neighbors doing the deed, or the one time me and my greasy friends camped out of a friend's house until she left for work so we could have full roaming access to her apartment for the porn and the masturbation. People would sponsor that like crazy. Thanks, that pronouns are he, him, and whole.
He, him, and whole.
Never have I said there's going to be 3 people on the board.
Just me.
I'm sorry to hear that it sounds like Iggy's revenue negative radio fantasy camp isn't going to happen.
Oh. Ouch.
That hurts. That hits.
That's not a crestfallen?
Not quite yet.
I think it just speaks the truth.
No, it may happen.
Yeah, a lot of people make fun of Iggy's musical taste, but I dig about 80% of the music Iggy likes, aside from the girls half his age he's been lusting after since they were on the Disney Channel, and of course Los Lonely Boys, who couldn't give away tickets to last week's show in a Dallas strip mall. I know a lot about douchebags, and it's great. How's John Calipari? We're going to bring that back? How about that whole deal? You know what makes someone a douchebag? Declining to be interviewed for some local radio show when an overly tan radio producer bothers you while you're just trying to enjoy yourself at a cocktail lounge and forgets that you're in St. effing Louis, where for some reason the Final Four is being held. That's a douchebag. You know what does not make you a douchebag? Banging your friends' wives. Happy New Year. It's my half birthday in 132 days. That's from Buck Swope.
Buck Swope with a nice little email. Nice going, Buck.
And finally, morning, guys. Lulu Diaz, aspiring momtrepreneur and radio producer for a segment with John Calipari at what was that place called? Hold on, let me just, I don't know, didn't happen. Anyway, thanks for taking my email. On the heels of this morning's news that Mr. Licks was spotted at Bogey Hills Country Club last night passing out high-interest credit card rate brochures from a tattered Jansen backpack, how do you answer those saying your listeners drive high-mileage Pontiac Aztecs and have to borrow money from their wife's father to make rent each month? Thanks. That comes from quick announcement. Can everyone please turn their phones to airplane mode from now on? We want to avoid another incident like the one we had this morning where Gaston's wife SMS text messaged him before he could finish masturbating, and now we got to start the playlist over. And hey, New Yorkers, sign up now for your very own chance to masturbate with us in your apartment. April 1st through April 3rd. First 12 people to sign up will get a game-use photo of Joan London in a garment from a mildewed pile of hand-me-down garbage Iggy collected from a listener's smack dab in the middle of a segment. Standard messaging rates apply. Doug, that's what we have for the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today.
I appreciate the Joan London reference. Just as I appreciated the John Davidson reference in Tess Tiggles' email. I'm going to vote for Tess Tiggles.
I don't even know what to call him anymore. I mean, why don't you just email in the end of your email and stop with the beginning? Whoever the last guy was.
Quick announcement. Can everyone please turn their phones to airplane mode from now on? That's Iggy's vote. My vote is Buck Swope, actually.
Oh, he had a nice little email.
I like the Tiggles, the Test Tiggles.
Oh, do you? Okay.
You're giving him another run.
Sure.
Miller's in the hunt.
Tess
Miller.
Space
He's in the
Tiggles.
lead.
He could win in the month of March. Doug, what if he becomes the first ever Missouri Milagro Tequila Listener of the Month?
Yeah,
What if Kevin Miller did it?
Nice little feather in his cap, for sure.
Could be his
Didn't see
month.
it coming.
No. All right, Jackson and I are going to go deal with a situation down the hallway. We're not popular. We're not.
Well,
we're
come
not.
and get your whooping.
So we'll deal with it. I will see you boys. I'll be watching you. I'll be watching you like Sting. Who else was in the police? Yeah, I bet you could name the other two members. Was there a Gordon? No, Sting's Gordon.
No.
Stu something.
Andy something. Is it Andy Summers?
Stewart? Doug, was it Stewart?
Maybe Stuart Copeland?
I think that's it. I'll be watching you on YouTube tomorrow.
We'll see in what, 8 months, 9 months?
March, end of March, beginning of
only
April.
a month.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'll be here already.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for you.
Thank you. You feel like I should be able to.
You should be able to stay as long as you want.
Thank
Your
you.
family should be able to enjoy the weather and the
play.
Andy Summers and Stuart Copeland.
Yeah, I nailed it.
You did. You shipped it. Look at that. See, that's the show.
Maybe that'll be a trivia question on Weekends with Iggy's Rockin' whatever it's called.
Nice. Sure. I like that
name.
Sponsorship.
Sponsored by St. Gabriel's Athletic Association. Time to shut it down for the Plowhawk, for Action Jackson, for Kenneth Iggy Strode, for my brother Kevin, for Douglas Elm Vaughn, I'm Tim McKernan. This is Ben, the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT FM.